third week of doing this every Saturday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And we are entering the Galactic 444 Gateway. What does that mean? So come and celebrate and learn what this powerful energy will bring. Are you looking for guidance, healing, unconditional love at this time? Are you looking to be seen, heard, and held in love? And Mother Earth is rebirthing and healing along with our animals in the Renaissance period here. So my 5D guides are here to assist during this uncertain time. So let's bridge the gap, strengthen our spiritual practices, and live in the light. Let's practice unconditional love in this 4-hour virtual event. Let's go higher and feel deeper. And please share this out, guys. Hello and welcome, everyone. Happy Saturday to you and happy 444. And you know, I love numbers, and I don't know about you, but I've been seeing numbers for a long time, and maybe you're just starting to see numbers and wondering what is this about? What is going on? My name's Christine. I'm with 24 Karat Healing. I'm medium, intuitive energy coach, and old soul healer, also known as an empath. And yeah, there's lots of us out there right now, definitely. And please share this out, tag some friends. If you want to learn about numerology, this is our next guest here. And actually, she was on my podcast not that long ago, and we were talking about, I believe, the 2020 energy. So it's pretty interesting that she has come back on the same day in regards to, you know, the 444 gateway and working with the 4 energy, because that's what 2020 is all about as well. And Novalee Wilder, she's a professional numerologist. She's also a Danish actress. She turned into a professional numerologist. She is a published author. She lives in Los Angeles. My goodness, she's just blown away by the potency and accuracy of the ancient esoteric tool of numerology. She decided to master it, and now she is an expert in her field, and she offers one-on-one sessions, events, and courses about the sacred spiritual science of numbers and letters. And I'm so happy to have her here. Let's bring her on. Hello.
Hi, Christine. Thank you so much. I love the intro.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm working real hard to make it, because you guys are the focus. My guests are the focus. So I want to make sure you guys are highlighted and put in the best light possible. So
yeah. Well,
welcome.
This is an amazing show, and I'm really excited to be here and to talk about 444, because I feel like it's very divine timing that I was on today, and I feel like whoever is listening, whether you like work professionally, dabble, it's your hobby to like deal with spiritual things, it's really interesting when something that is in your toolbox comes up. It's always interesting how you utilize your tools in times of change. And this is like, we are in a time of change, and we've been gearing up for a long time to do this. I had a conversation with someone who was like, after 2019, she was like, are we not done yet? Are we not done? And I was like, no, we're not done. We will never be done. And, you know, our souls decided to incarnate at this point in time to experience and support each other during this change. It's not that random. It's not out of the blue. It's not like completely unforeseen that we're going through big changes. And in the podcast, I talked about 2020 being a 4-year, and in numerology, we always look at the root, at the sum of things. Yes. So 2 + 0 + 2 + 0 is 4. So that's why 2020 is a 4-year, and why 2019 was a 3-year. And 2021 will be a 5-year. So we just go through this row up to 9, and then, you know, the cycle repeats itself. So 2020, when we get to the 444 code, it's kind of interesting to look at just a 4-year, because It's revolution, it is rebellion, it is changing of structures, it is questioning the status quo. And when it's a global vibration, we all feel it very differently because we're not all born with the same kind of purpose. We're not all born with the same kind of personality. We don't deal with challenges in the same way, and that's okay. We're not all supposed to be doing the same thing. And that's why, like, when change comes in and like revolution, the energy of the 4 comes in, the one that questions like the authority, like, why are we doing it like this? Shouldn't we be doing it another way? And now we're walking around in like a pandemic that asks us like to do everything differently, to connect with people differently. I don't know about you, but I've had like a lot, like I had phone conversations with people where I usually only text. Or, you know, I've Skyped with people where I'm like, I didn't know we were Skype buddies. I thought we were once in a while, let's just talk on, you know, when we meet each other on the street buddies. So like things are changing on a very like real practical level. And while the pandemic won't last forever, some of the aha moments, some of the, I mean, I would really love that if the calling your friends more thing kept happening. I feel a need to connect with more people. I think that's like a common thing of like checking in, not just like, are you okay? Yes. But also like, what's going on in your life? Don't just send me a text or a meme or whatever, you know, like let me actually know what's going on. Sharing of more things, sharing of recipes. I think cooking is going to be huge. I think if anyone is selling like how to cook things at home courses right now, I think they should be selling us like hotcakes. I also think the kindness factor is amped up right now. I saw the holistic psychologist, who was like an account and a person on Instagram, was telling people in her feed, she was like, this feed is just for people who want to gift a pizza to someone else, someone in need, someone who might not be able to go to the store or order or whatever. And there were thousands and thousands and thousands of people gifting pizzas to complete strangers, you know, calling their local pizzeria to like send pizzas to people in need. And I was like, let's also not lower our expectation of ourselves, but like realize that we can all change and influence people on a very real level right now. It's not just the first responders, even though, I mean, God bless them, but we can all help and we can all be there for people and we can all like get that love revolution rolling too. Because on the high end of that 4 spectrum, we have Christ energy. And that's very beautiful. And it's very healing. But we forget sometimes, and I am not a scholar in Christianity or anything like that, how radical Christ was. How he said, this is not okay. The way we run this temple, the people we let into our sacred spaces, how we let money rule the game. Like there's a very like, it's not a fight outside ourselves, it's a fight within where we need to realize the power we have to, you know, throw out the bad vibes. I want to say that, like throw out the bad vibes and like really, I mean, even especially the spiritual people, you know, if you have any kind of spiritual gift, it's needed right now. Absolutely. And it's also, it should also be paid for. We're paying for a lot of things that we didn't think that was essential. We were like, oh, I mean, suddenly my local cafe is selling toilet paper for $3 a roll. And I'm like, okay, we're doing that now. But spiritual gifts are also like something that's should be valued more. So if you have them, share them and value them. Just because there's a pandemic does not mean that people won't spend money. I really want to say that because your service and the selling is helping people. You know, if you clear someone's field of fear, then that's really, truly helpful. They can all, it's such an icky thing. For many people, it's such an icky thing. But all the money that comes in right now will be spent on really valuable things. I spend my money really wisely right now. I support my local community. I support people I know that they're not going to be there in 3 months' time or 3 weeks' time if I don't support them now. So I have to charge for my gifts. So please, don't give the shop away. Don't don't give everything away just because people are in extra need right now. Do donation based if that's good for you. Now I want to talk about the gate that's here today, 444. And Christine just disappeared on my screen, but I hope she'll be back. So 444, we have the 4-4 gate every year because it's going to be the 4th of April every year. And this year in 2020, we have an extra 4. And today is a really good time to not just meditate, but to really look at the structures in your life and how they are serving you. It could be the structure of your family and really valuing, like, how is your family supporting you? If this was a house, the 4 is actually also like the number of foundation. And we can't build anything without a strong foundation. Look at your family, look at the people around you, look who's stepping up and who's, disappearing. Who's calling you, who's checking in with you, who are you supporting, who are you calling, who are you checking in with? Look at that structure, see where the weak links are. And the weak links that show up right now, I've always been weak in some way or like needed extra support. So if people in your family need extra support right now, acknowledge that they might need that for a longer period than you might like, and realize already now, like, we all only have a limited amount of energy. How much can you give right now without burning out in the long run? Like, really taking care of your own energy. The gate, is very, very powerful. I think there is a lot of new light, new energy, new source codes, whatever, and I want to call it woo-woo, like whatever woo-woo version of like downloads and things that come in right now. They're really powerful. Like, I feel like I see a lot of people waking up to having their clairs activated, seeing, hearing, smelling, feeling, knowing, new spiritual insights, information about other people. It's also a really beautiful time, right? I hope you guys have like felt this around this time right now, that a lot of the, oh, woe is me, fear mentality, victim mentality, this feeling of like it's happening to me, I can't, I have no free will, I'm like forced to do certain things. Well, if this was the greatest gift, like, what if this was the greatest gift? If someone has been really rude, if you have gotten fired, laid off, whatever has come up right now, today is a great day to sit down and say, like, if this was the start of a new life, if all these hurts, all these people, whatever it is, what if they were sent to help me? What if they pushed me into a new experience, something that was not like available to me before? If I am losing my home, and this sounds really, really rough and tough to say, and we need to be aware of our privilege here for sure, but if you're losing something right now, look at the vacuum right there. What do you want to put in that place? Because the universe is always working for you, even when it's really rude and taking stuff away. But look at what is missing and what do you want to fit into that hole? And also, if you have a non-essential job suddenly, which is an interesting like thing. I thought about that with artists. I don't think anyone is making it through this quarantine without listening to music, watching movies and television, radio, without like doing something creative, playing, painting, drawing, writing. Like there's a lot of space, and it's not about being productive. It is about being creative. This whole pause, and it's not a pause because something is running really fast. Like the energies are running really fast, but we have been forced to slow down. And in that slowdown, the creativity, and also, I mean, that's Christ energy. The healing is the creative outlet. So now that you have time, or you've been forced to take time, what are you filling this space with? What are you being creative with? And also, I see this as our time's war. Like there's been a war in recent history. Our parents and grandparents remember it. It was a whole different challenge, but now we have this pandemic, and we're forced to do certain things that only people in wartime experience, which is like we have to share resources in a different way. We have to support each other across borders and continents, and it is a trauma. And the trauma is also happening right now. But again, everything you choose to do in this space, everything you choose to do while this is going on, and we're not going back to normal. We're going back to a different version of normal where, we're not returning to where we were. So in this trauma, and if you need extra time, also today, if you need extra time to rest, to delete social media and news apps from your phone, to like block some websites because you can tell that you're panic scrolling or panic watching things, take the time to like mourn these things. If it's your birthday this month, I just celebrated my husband's birthday yesterday, and we couldn't go anywhere, and that was sad. A minor inconvenience for us, but can be really tough for certain people. If you have children, if you can't celebrate, they can't see their friends, they can't have a party, that's tough, and that will influence them in, days and maybe years to come. The fact that something happened and it was out of their power to change it, but they're going to look to you, just as your inner child looks to you. So like, how are we doing this? Are we okay? How are you calming your nervous system? All of these things are super important in these changing times. And with today being such I feel like what's coming through is very much choosing if you want to be a destroyer or a builder. And every day is a good idea to spend some time tearing down some structures that are limiting you. And usually when we start digging into this, like authority things, because your voice is needed. Your voice is so needed. So needed. Our voices are so needed. So also, if you have a voice, we need to hear it. And decide, is today, for example, 444, or any other day, is it a day where you're going to tear down some limiting beliefs for yourself and others, or you're going to share it? And you don't have to go on like a big platform. It's great to go live on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, but it could also be in conversations with other people. You sharing about the structures that you're demolishing with someone else helps them deal with the structures in their lives. So it doesn't have to be just on a huge scale. Sometimes that stops us. We go like, the only way to do this idea I have, or share my voice, or sell a thing, or whatever, is like on a huge scale. Just take it down a notch. You can do it on a lower scale. That's one part. And the other part is like, where am I building? Like, what am I building in this time? What am I building? What kind of structures do I want to build? What kind of company? I think a lot of new companies are going to come from this time. We're going to see some very innovative, it's also the number 4, innovative new ways of doing things. Because the restrictions that this pandemic has put on us is going to last. It's going to last in our way of like aviation, airports, flying, spreading of diseases, things we get checked with, tests they're doing, after 9/11, certain things changed in all airports across the globe. And I think that, air travel is one of the places that we're going to see big changes, not just this year, but going forward. But yes, the structures that you want to build. Look at what do you want to build, and you have time, because this is not going away tomorrow. We're not going back to normal. So you have time to build something new. And this breakdown could just be a breakthrough. And sometimes we need to wallow a little bit, 2019 was very much a year where we had to face certain parts of our victim mentality, where we were responsible, where we weren't responsible. This 444 gate is also about responsibility, taking responsibility for your own light, for your own well-being, for your purpose, for your passion, for how you show up. And none of us are perfect. All our trauma shows, like right now, a lot of trauma is showing, and you can decide if you're going to get re-traumatized by what's going on right now, or if you're going to work to heal in the face of great uncertainty. Because on some level, we're always uncertain. This whole normal, safe thing is kind of an illusion. And I would recommend all people to look to fours. In numerology, we have 9 base numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you're born on a day with the digit sum is 4, if you're born on the 4th or the 13th or the 22nd or the 31st, if you're born on any of these days, then your life lesson has to do with both this gate and this year. So there's a whole big purpose around being innovative and being strange. And such a not nice thing to say, but you guys are just a little different, and it's so wonderful. And I love that part about any 4. And if you know anyone who's born on any of these dates, then you know a 4. And I would say, look to them. What are they doing right now? How are they using this time? They've been feeling the energy of this year, almost before it happened. If you're a 4, you probably felt 2020 coming at the end of 2019 strongly, because this energy is very transformative, and it teaches us where's this foundation? What do I stand on? Can I trust myself? Will I make it through? Do I want to play the victim? And for how long do I want to do that? Because that's okay. It's okay to have all the emotions. It's okay to have them to be numb, to freeze, to want to flee, to stock up on toilet paper. It's okay to do all of these things, but you can't do them forever. So let yourself have the reaction, and then pick the next step. Do the next step. What's happening after that? After we've decided it's so annoying, nobody else is going through what I'm going through in the same way, how do you want to react in this situation? Now, I'm just going to check if I can see Christine, because I just feel like she might have fallen off this space. Just a minute. Hmm. I think this one might be closed. Weird. Okay, guys, give me a moment. I'm just going to check if I'm still live. It looks like I am, or if I need to jump on another stream. Okay, I think that I am still on, but Christine is not. That is weird. Okay, I'm gonna write Christine and see if she can jump back on, because of course this is her live, so she should be able to be there. What is going on? How do I do this? Can I share? It doesn't work. Damn it. Okay, guys, you know what's going to happen? I think I'm going to jump off, because I think Christine can't get on if I'm in the live or something. So I'm going to jump off. Don't go away. I'm sure she'll get a new link up in just, a minute or two. And then we'll see you again. Did something happen? This is so silly. Okay. Well, I'm back on and I'm going to keep talking. And I hope that Christine will join us. I'll just let her know. Oh, you're there.
I'm here.
Yay.
My computer was like, nope, does not compute, and just totally shut me down to blue screen. And
oh, no.
I got to get my technical guys in here and fix. So
yeah.
But thank you for holding everything down.
I talked, and then at some point I was like, why is Christine not here? I think she should be back on soon. And then I jumped off because I thought you couldn't come back on. But
no,
good.
This is a great reminder to my guests. If you drop off or I drop off, just continue on. Just keep going, girl. Yay! Thank you.
Yeah. I think I talked through a lot of what I wanted to say about like the 444 gate. And I kind of wanted to, yay that people are seeing that we're back. I wanted to talk a little bit about purpose, actually.
Okay.
Because I feel like I had this, I sent out a newsletter about the April forecast. Because, it's a lot. Like if we feel like March, like on an energetic level, when we look at time, everything is kind of like waves.
Yes.
Like nothing is just like isolated one thing. Like even today is not just one day. It is like influenced by the day that came before and the day that comes tomorrow. So like everything is like a flow of waves crashing and, influencing each other. So like April, it's been coming for a while, this energy of upheaval and change. And I sent out the newsletter and I talked a little bit about like listening to our inner purpose and who do we want to emulate. I suggested to people in March that, like look at your spiritual crushes. Like who do you like? And I don't care if it's within your cultural or like your religion or whatever, like who are you attracted to? It does not matter if it's some Hindu goddess or Viking god or whatever it is. Like we all have crushes, things where we're like, ooh, that's interesting, and it might have been, comic books that we've read or series we've seen or, Disney movies, whatever. Like we all have crushes on like spiritual things. And to really examine, why do we have this crush? Like, why are we interested in this person, figure, whatever? What kind of power do they possess in whatever universe they're in? And why do we like feel attracted to it? Because sometimes when we look at who we are attracted to, everything's just a mirror. And it's like, oh, I really respect this person in this universe for speaking their truth. Or I'm really attracted to like Kali or someone like the female power that destroys things. Ooh, am I a little afraid of my own power? Like, what is it? Like, what is it that like turns me on in some way? And then I talked a little bit about purpose, and a few people were like, wait, but so what's my purpose? Like, wait, what is it? Or like, can you explain it from like a more cognitive or like, I don't know, like thinking cap way? And I was like, no, I can't. I mean, I can try. But I feel like, especially right now, when we're so shaken out of the normal, many people are like, oh, if I'm out of the normal, do I want to return? How do I want to return? Am I living my purpose? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Since I'm now like out of the ordinary, do I want to go back and be ordinary? And ordinary is not like a bad word or like we don't all have big blazing in the spotlight kind of purpose or life themes or life goals. We have different ones for each base number in my optic, and focusing on like, what do I want to be doing? Who do I want to be doing it with? What, again, I mean, that's also like, if I was a god or a goddess, if I was like a figure in a story, what would I want my story to be? If this was like the big dramatic arc and suddenly there was a pandemic in the story, what would I want this figure to like do about it? How do I want, like, if this was my story, and it is, even all the stories we have in our head, all the daydreams, all of the things, even your own dreams, it's all you having a conversation with you about, you guessed it, you. So it's like that purpose, it's like it comes from you. And each base number, I want to run through them like really quickly.
Sure, go for it.
Because it can maybe be helpful, because we also react to this like change in different ways. So if you're a 1, you're born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th, and your life goal is leadership. There you go. Permission. Go do it. Leadership, being the first, stepping in front, figuring out how to be the sun, figuring out how to light the way, figuring out, okay, well, who needs me to be their cheerleader? It's okay not always to be like, the only one running, but then look around and go like, okay, who needs a cheerleader? Who do I believe in? I'm going to like really fuel my fire into this area. I'm going to make them believe they can do it. Because the thing is, when you tell people that, they mirror it back to you. So this whole story, we're not writing it alone. We're always writing it with other people. So if you're a 1, where can you be a leader? Who can you lead? And also, how can you delegate? If you're trying to fix the pandemic all alone, no, delegate.
Yes.
If you're a 2, you're born on the 2nd, the 11th,
Amy?
or the 20th, or the 29th. Yes. And life themes here have to do with fun, joy, and creativity. So what is happening right now in the world, and how are you, keeping that inner child alive? If someone kicks you off your own live stream, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with, okay, things change now, out of my hands. Like, what am I going to do? Well, I'm not going to stop having fun.
Yes.
It's like an order here.
Let go of control.
Yeah. Like, don't think that you can control your way out of this. No matter how grown up and adult you are, no matter who you are in charge of. How can you have fun? How can you be creative? How can you lean into, also as a man, the more feminine side of receiving?
Yes.
You can still receive. Even when everyone's running out of toilet paper, you can still receive toilet paper. And of course, translate it to whatever situation you're in. So if you're a 3, you're born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, and the 30th of any month, any year.
Gotcha.
So if you're a 3, you have life themes about success and ambition and getting it done, and leadership too. And oh my God, how are you going to get it done right now? Where are the structures? They're falling apart. Okay, well, you still have your ambition, you still have your leadership, you still have your like showing up and working hard. But make this time your projects. Lots of 3s work for other people, work really hard for other people. Lots of 3s work in like financial things. And it's all falling apart right now. So what's your private project? What is the thing that you want to be doing? Success and ambition for your sake. What does it look like when it's not materialistic? What does it look like when it's not just like other people and their structures? What if it's your structure? What if it's not like someone else's structure? What if the business you're in right now disappeared tomorrow? You can still be successful. Successful is not just within one field, like accolades and whatever, recognition, not just one field. You can like do good in many fields and in many ways. So work on your own stuff. 4. Yes. Oh my God, you're having such a year, aren't you? Just having such a year. So 4s, you guys, I talked about it earlier. Innovation, rebelliousness, creating community. There's so many chances right now to create new community. even more, I hate this because it's in every single sales pitch right now. More than ever. Now more than ever. Everyone is saying it. And everyone is saying, like, don't say that. Say something different, but kind of say, like, now more than ever. We need your project, or like, we need your product, or we need your fire. But if you're a 4, that's what we need. We need your innovation. And we need you to have the temper tantrum about, like, oh my God, nothing is working, everything is falling apart. And then we need you to come out of the temper tantrum and be like, okay, this is the way through. This is my crazy idea. We need crazy ideas right now. Here's my crazy idea. You want to come? Find a 1 or someone to cheer you on.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. But innovation is this year's, like, overall theme. And yes, it's coming from a lot of contraction and falling apart. And you can turn it all around and make it expansive.
Yes.
So there you go. It's just a small little thing you can do. Tiny purpose there. 5. If you're a 5, you're born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd of any month in any year. Yes. So your life theme is connection, communication, exchange, money, business, all that stuff. And you're probably, if you're stuck at home, really challenged. Lots of 5s like to talk to many people, be in many spheres, get out of the house. I know my mother-in-law is stuck at home, and I can tell that, like, it drains her life energy, even though she talks to a lot of people, to not be around that. Because it can also be, like, hard to be in her own energy, and be hard to be like, oh my God, like, I'm used to having this reach out energy all the time, and it's not reaching people in the same way.
Yes.
So, sure, you should communicate, but man, your own company, really interesting. Really, right now, I would really say, life purpose is about communication and exchange, and you can do that any old day. You could really do, like, because that's how network marketing and also just, like, how things come to you is usually just network. It's not a lot of sending out applications and stuff for stuff you want in your life. It's just meeting the right people and having conversation, or writing if you feel introverted. But there's a little extroverted thing in any 5.
Yeah, my partner's a 5. That this totally resonates.
Yeah, but, like, spending time in your own energy. What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Why don't you like it? Has someone called you flaky? Has someone called, like, oh, you can't focus? Oh, you're changing too fast? Whatever it is, spend some time, like, now that it's more only your own voice. I feel like many 5s are panic scrolling right now. They can't get that connection, so they're, like, supplementing it in a lot of, like, not super helpful ways.
Yeah, struggling with that right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, instead of going, like, oh, I need to meditate and sit completely still, pick something that you like doing that is kind of meditative. Like, it could be painting, it could be
cleaning,
it could be whatever. It's okay to have your body do something, but to get your mind just to, like, run a little, just like
zen, just go, let go. Yeah.
Because, people will still be there, millions of people just waiting to connect with you on the other side of this. But, like, spending a little time in your own mind and figuring out how it works again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I want to run through the last ones. 6.
Sure.
So if you're a 6, you're born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th of any month of any year, and your life theme has to do with love and beauty and community too. And it's a beautiful time right now to just, like, really work on your home, and work on your heart. Work on filling your own heart. It's just like, there's so much love and healing to give from any 6, and I can feel like a lot of 6s I'm talking to, their heart is bleeding for the earth and for the resources, like, even in a time like now where the earth is actually healing and have decided, okay, we're up leveling people. You stay home, I heal. There is this, like, still this sense of, like, misuse of resources, and just, like, really understand that instead of crying for other people, cry for yourself. Like, the heart that's breaking for other people's loss is not always aware of its own. So like this time, cry for your own losses, heal your own wounds, repot your plants, take care of like your space, strengthen your roots. The purpose for you is very much to teach us about love. Everyone teach us about love, but you can only do that when you've tended to your own garden, watered your own flowers, figured out where your boundaries are. This is also not the time to like, yeah, come on over and empty my pantry and then leave and I'll feel really good in my heart, but I won't have anything to eat.
Oh, yeah.
Give, like give from flowing over. I don't know who said this, so I'm really sorry that I'm stealing it, but like, you cannot pour from an empty cup, of course.
That's
so you
right.
have to just like pour it into your own glass and trust that the overspill will feel and feed everyone around you.
Yes. That's a beautiful.
Yeah. Like it's pouring inwards. It's never pouring outwards. And trust that. And it becomes, whenever people say like, I'm good at boundaries, because I'm also a 6, I'm like, oh yeah, because I've done the opposite and it does not work. It does not work. So for that, yeah, like really pour it inwards. So if you're a 7, you're born on the 7th, the 16th, or the 25th of any month in any year. And if you're a 7, you're our most spiritual and most gentle base number. And the life theme has to do with spirituality and synergy. And synergy is like taking things that are already there and combining it in a new way. And it's pulling in the downloads. And there's a collective trauma happening right now. So be really aware of your channel. Are you holding energy that's not yours? Like really ask yourself, am I afraid today because I am afraid or someone else is afraid in my apartment building and I'm picking up on that? Because then you need to clean and clear and clean and clear and clean and clear. And many 7s think that they are supposed to hold for other people. Nah, you can give it to the light. There's always a higher source. You can always ask for help. If you feel that big spiritual message coming through, like that spiritual responsibility, know that you also always have helpers and your helpers have helpers. So you can always ask for extra help. Don't do it all your own, don't. And if philanthropy is really big for many 7s. They really want to pass it on, but you can also be the channel that does that. You don't have to deplete your own resources.
Yes.
You can just set it in motion, connect the people, and really be mindful of the energy. I feel like a lot of light workers think that, finally the war is here and I'm going to hold it. I'm going to be the pillar of light. No. You're just going to hold the light a little bit and the light is going to do its thing. Call on your oversoul. If you feel like part of your ego wants to hold on to the fear or hold on to anything that keeps you stuck, no. Just let it through. And be creative. We need your inner child in this time too. This is I think a lot of spiritual workers are like, oh, now it needs to be serious. Again, it doesn't, creating an astrology meme can also be helpful right now. You gotta laugh. Yeah.
If anything, right?
Yeah.
And guys, we're just recapping numbers, like what your numbers mean, just so you know what's going on. And hi, Tabitha, thank you for joining us. I just wanted to say hi to her. She was on last week, but go ahead. I love the information. I love it. Thank you so much.
I just feel like the purpose thing is useful. So if you're an 8, you're born on the 8th and the 17th.
Yes.
And the 26th. Of any month of any year. And if you're an 8, boy, oh boy, you also feel this year. You really feel it. Because you were touched a little bit by destiny. So you learn a lot through contrast and challenge. A lot of darkness, a lot of light. If I was doing a numerology meme on how the different base numbers deal with this energy, I feel like lots of 8s were like, finally, this is what I've been training for my whole life. now people are finally going to take it seriously. This world is filled with darkness and light and helpers and haters. And now we're going to finally feel it. So for many, I mean, the life purpose and the lessons are around passion, authenticity, and strength. And that like authentic thing, trust it and share it. Also be clear that you don't become like a doomsday prophet. I feel like many eights are like, feel like many people don't take the world as seriously as they do. Eights take the world very seriously, take themselves seriously, are very confused about the fact that some people seem to have like a very easy and light life. Many eights don't have an easy and light life. They might have support in their life, but they also very challenged. And we need that authentic voice to come through. We need them to share authentically. There's some messages that only eights can give us, and they have a lot to do with grounding. And like, it's such a beautiful life theme. Authenticity. What does it mean to be authentic, to be trustworthy, to be honest, to really truly not be able to deceive people? It also has something to do with the spotlight and fame. Often when the light finds the eight, they're like, oh shit, I'm not ready for this. No, come back in like 50 years. I need to work on my authentic self. To which I say, you're already authentic enough, flaws and all. We need that part of you. We need your voice right now. We need your perspective. You've spent so many years in darkness. And that means like, you know, dealing with the darker parts of the soul. And now the world is a little bit in darkness. And your grounding and your perspective and the fact that you're not ashamed or afraid of walking into the darkness is really helpful. Because we need the people who've been walking that path to come and say, it's not scary. Trust me. Let me be my authentic self. Let me share from this space. I've been that. Oh, hi, Patty.
Nice?
Thank you.
Yes, she is amazing.
Yeah, but we need, you know, it's
almost like, who do I think I am? In a way, that's how it feels. But you already are. You already are. You already are. Yeah. And
there is no perfection. Just throw that idea out, and the word too. Yes, and let's finish on the 9. If you're a 9, you're born on the 9th, or the 18th, or the 27th. Yes. Yeah. My brain is still a little bit
I'm following along. I'm here to help.
Yes. So you're a 9 if you're born on any of those dates, and this life theme is the final life theme. And it has to do with authentic leadership, which is like a culmination of many things. And it has to do with temperament. A lot of fire, a lot of anger there. A lot of like, right now, this purpose is a lot about like, again, leading from the heart and not being, you know, aggressive in your way of like getting people with you. It can be like, for many 9s, it can be a little like black and white, a little like you're either with me or against me. You know, I'm either completely fired up about this or I don't really care at all. And like the low end is like, I don't know, mental warrior, trying to think your way out of it, like figuring it out, thinking it through, protecting yourself from like things that are not even there. You know, just like, that like, I feel like this feeling of like being the warrior, but also like having a fortress, like keeping people out,
like a big box, like a
very square. and our, you know, the highest end of the spectrum is the diplomat that understands that sometimes we fight for peace, we go to war for peace, you know, we fight for the people who can't fight for themselves. The light is also like, the light does not fight. In reality, it just is. You know, if the sun is so bright, the darkness has to just go home. Can't fight it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like throw black things into the light? It's just going to light it up. So for any 9 right now, also if you feel that calling to lead, and we do need you as a leader, it needs to be the authentic, imperfect leadership where some days you are the, diplomat, and you understand why people are doing what they're doing, because they're traumatized. All the people who are hoarding right now probably had parents who went through a war where they had nothing, no soap, no coal, no food, no whatever. Like, if we don't work on these patterns, we're just going to repeat them. So some people hoarded for many years, and now they feel totally secure in their fortress. They don't need to go out and hoard anything. And other people weren't aware that this war was going on inside them or in their line. And then suddenly they're like, oh my God, the war is now outside of me. And now I need to hoard things to keep myself safe. And we just cannot hate on people who are acting out of trauma. It's very easy to say.
Absolutely.
But when people are very close to us, we take it personally when they act out of trauma. And then when people are far from us, so suddenly it's like, oh, but that's traumatic. I understand. But we need to work on the compassionate heart. And 9s also need to do that. It's not black and white. It's just not. We're all needed. All the base numbers. Every single one of us. All our voices are needed. All our perspectives are needed. If you see people who are expressing a different perspective than you, they're just talking from their truth. And someone needs to listen to them. But if it's like triggering for you, go listen to someone else. It's okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Find more ways to bridge and connect. And come from a place of curiosity too.
Yeah.
Just be curious. Like, oh, I never thought of that. Okay, tell me more.
Yeah. And also just, fear makes us do crazy things, but also super brave things.
True.
So sometimes also people need to do some crazy stuff until they wake up and go like, ooh, yes. Oh yeah, Patty, you're a 3. You're on the 21st. Yeah.
Yes.
I talked about leadership and success and ambition, and how you need to redefine if what is happening right now pushed you out of whatever you were doing. Know that like leadership, ambition, success. What does it look like for you right now?
Yes. And I guess I should have had a little bit of a template, put it in the comments, but I mean, people can get a hold of you and subscribe to your newsletter, then they can learn all about numbers on their own, right?
I also wrote a whole book about it. It's called a little bit of numerology. And you know what? You can order it online in these beautiful times.
Nice. So
if you want to do that.
Yeah, her website is in the link in the comments, but do you want to maybe just type your contact info in the private chat, and then I'll put it into the comments, and then everybody can get a hold of you?
Yes.
I really appreciate it. Every time I have Novalee on, I learn so much. I learn so much. It's great.
Am I posting it the right? Okay, I'm not posting. Yeah, I am. Yes.
Unless some of my guests don't have access to the chat for some reason, which is strange.
It's NovaleeWilder.com.
Yeah.
NovaleeWilder. NovaleeWilder.com.
I'm just copying it and pasting it into the comments here as well. So, cool. Anything you wanna leave with, I guess, today?
Thank you, Yusufa. I think don't go looking for whatever answers outside. Just don't go look for them outside. Look for them inside. It's not. I know it's not that hard, but of course it's hard to rediscover, because this sense of purpose and what we're supposed to be doing changes from day to day. We grow. We work we evolve in a spiral. So we hit the same, snags over and over again. But listen within. Because if something resonates on the outside, it's because you have it within. Yeah.
Absolutely. You're your own guru, inner guru. You got to go in. So
yes. Yeah. I think that's my final share. Just listen within. Aggressively listen within.
Yes, exactly. This is the time. And I think this is that's why a lot of stuff is coming up, because we were so distracted, and now we're like, oh crap, now I really have to do the work.
Yeah, and also you think you're doing okay, and then something like this happens, and you're like, okay, maybe I wasn't totally committed in my self-care practice, or, you know, my spiritual whatever. Like, I was not meditating regularly. Now I can kind of notice that. I was not eating very well, and now I'm eating really weird. Or, you know, like, you know, and like forgive yourself for all of it, and then realize, okay, I need to tend to my own structures. That's the 444 gate too. 444 gate, yeah.
Yeah.
Tend to your own structures.
444. All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for towing the line while I dropped out into space somewhere. So I really appreciate it. I'd love to have you on again. You're wonderful.
For sure.
You have such a beautiful energy, and this is the lady to go to when you want to learn about numbers. And even maybe, you know, we didn't bring up changing your name as well. There's a lot of power
that's the next step.
That's the next step. There you go.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Christine.
Yes.
This
thank you.
Pleasure.
Namaste and love, light, blessings to you. And I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Yes, we will. Yay.
All right. Take care.
You too.
There we go. All right. So now it is just me. It is just us. I'm just going to the comments here. All right. Yeah, lots of thanks for everybody for, you know, staying while, you know, I was having some technical issues. Yes, listen within. Yeah, the quieter we get, the louder, you know, that soul, that inner guide speaks to us. But if we have, you know, too many distractions, which we don't really have, so now this is a powerful time to create, you know, that the life that you know, have always wanted, and it comes from within. So, yeah, and it's about acceptance. Yeah, like right now, it's like this. That's a really good mantra. Right now, it's like this, and go day by day. There's no future. There's no past. It is present. And a friend of mine pulled a card today about manifestation, and she asked, like, when you hear manifestation, just think for a minute. Are you thinking about, oh, I'm going to manifest, you know, lots of money and, you know, this big career and all this outward stuff? Or were you trying to manifest love and light and peace and purpose? Because we tend to go out, you know, all those things that really mean nothing right now. Absolutely nothing. Those 5 cars you have, those 3 vacation homes you have, that big, you know, whatever it happens to be, that big closet full of clothes or makeup or whatever it is, how's it working for you right now? Is there a purpose to it? Who knows? You might have to dig in. Yes, Lynn, another amazing guest. I try my best. I'm working on next Saturday's schedule as well. So if you know somebody, send them my way. You know, they don't have to be some guru like we were talking about. Just if you have something to share, a gift to share, send them my way. And I'm doing really well today. Thank you, Patty. And how's everybody else doing today? Let me know if you're struggling. What I wanted to do today, because it's, I'm working, it's just going to be me. So we're just going to be talking, we're going to have a little bit of group Reiki, of course, like just sharing that energy. There is also a global meditation happening today, depending on what time zone you're in. So go have a look at that. It's the 444 gateway. It's galactic. We're working on Palladian energy. You might feel it because actually about 20 minutes ago when Novalee was talking, I felt a little dizzy. So if you guys are feeling a little woo, lightheaded, dizzy, off balance, ground more grounding, because there is a ton of energy going on right now. We're getting downloads, we're getting clearings, we're getting activations, and I did do a little channeling, and you know, I get asked, how do I channel? Well, you kind of go into a meditation, you clear your chakras, you do all of the groundwork, the protection prayers, and then you sit. You can sit and visualize. For me, I just start writing. So This is what I picked up today about the gateway. And that 4 energy, 4/4/2020 works itself down to 3, and threes are all about mind, body, spirit. So they're asking, make sure you're hitting all 3 and not neglecting one for the other. There's got to be a balance. Ascended masters are with you. Do you feel the wave of love? And maybe that's part of the 444 gateway here as well. It's a big wave. Blinding lights. That's you radiating out to the world. Can you actually feel that? You're divinely protected and guided and held and bathed in love and diamond crystalline energy. I also had seen silver pillars. So you can actually imagine this. Sylvia Brown talks about this, silver pillars, whatever color you want. But for me, silver, gold, or the top of the color spectrums, and for the clearing, for the protection. So place them around you wherever you are. It's a visual. And the more you work on that, the easier it is for you to be already protected wherever you go. It works with grounding as well. So you start the grounding and then you place your pillars, your light field, your bubble, your protection, whatever it happens to be. And then look at the 7 rays of light, which are in connection with your chakras. So you've got your root, your sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown, and visualize those colors as well. Interesting. I've had this song in my head for a long time. Sign of the Times. That came in again today. And it's very haunting. I listened to Harry Styles' version of that song. I don't know if you've listened to it, but just the wording in it is very haunting. There's messages in that. Basically, it's saying we were not paying attention. And we've done this before. We've been here before. Everything that's going on right now, we have been here before, whether you'd like to think you have or not. And then blinding lights. I just seen a lot of white light. And the more that we tap into love and not fear, the more that light, it just radiates, it circulates, and then you're sending it out to others. That's what we're working on. So we're just manifesting our 5D love, not stuff. Not stuff. So that was the quick message for today from my guides, angels, loved ones, and yours as well. Lynn is just saying that she briefly felt the energy earlier. Yeah, it was like a quick, like, woo, what's going on here? I almost felt like somebody pulled me this way. That's how it felt. All right. And Joe. Hi, Joe. Welcome to the show. Let us know where you're from as well. Please share this out and tag, friends, family, coworkers, associates, neighbors. He's saying peer pods, personal healing teams, a revolutionary new healing protocol. That's interesting. Tell me more. Makiba, I'm doing what you told me last week, Saturday, about self-love. I'm working on the inner child. No more hiding and accepting your gifts and working on it. Yeah, and it's all about that feeling. Like when Novalee was talking about, I think it was the 9s, feeling that they weren't ready yet, come back to me in 50 years. The time is now. There's no more 50 years. You can't keep spiritually bypassing and putting off what's already inherently yours. It's already yours. Already yours. Yeah, no, that's beautiful. And I'm glad you're doing that, Makiba. And hopefully, you should feel a shift. It is a shift. It's like you're hopelessly optimistic and in love and light all the time, if that makes sense. Where I think I shared a post yesterday about how hope is a stepping stone to faith. I'll say that again. Hope is a stepping stone to faith. The more you have hopeful wishes, desires, feeling that energy, it will turn into complete blinding clarity and faith where you're walking in it all the time. You're bathed in it. You already are. Brandy saying, yes, really being able to tune in from the observer at temporal and eternal things, a sign of the times. Yeah. Yeah, it's like Dolores Cannon. You find her on YouTube. She talked about this all the time, that we are the director, the script writer, the playwright, the costume maker, the designer. We are the director of our own movie. How does your movie play? And she's got some pretty deep insight. She was way ahead of the time. So, these are tweetables. Yeah, absolutely. And yes, that resonates. And I just want to, I write a digital monthly energy card update and article, and it's coming out very shortly through the Edmonton Muse. And for April's theme, I had some themes for April for the energy that we're working with. So major awakening. I mean, if you're not awake now, you will be. There's a lot of shock to our patterns, disruptions, spiritual awakenings, a lot of triggers. It's universally driven though, feeling kind of odd a little bit, like good or bad. And like I said, love versus fear is so wide in the world. It's stretched. It's like so stretched right now. So they're saying grounding. So small, simple details, wave of change. You won't feel normal as well. I mean, like they're saying, the new normal. Well, what is that? Really? I guess it's your interpretation, your perception. Adapt, just adapting, being flexible. But some of the positives that come out of this are the conversations with people, like how our conversations are different. Like last night, I had we Skyped with my sister and her husband. So we've never done that before, because normally we just go and see them, right? So see how things are changing, connections are changing. There's also a Saint Germain energy to this as well. He was one of the saints, one of the ascended masters, but we're pulling on that, on his energy as well. It's, I just see a lot of purple when I think of him. Focus your attention elsewhere instead of, small tasks, small fun, more dreaming, more having fun, more doing different things, more like going back to the memory bank and going, oh, when I was 7 or when I was 15, I wanted to do this or I wanted to try that. This is your time to try it. This is your time to try it. Go for it. The only, block you put is here in front of you. Of course you can do it. It's already done. So life review, random memories of people, of the past. Watch, they're going to be reaching out. Distractions will be removed. So life changes and innovations, as Novalee had talked about. This is the year of innovation. New career, new ways, change and reorganize, sorting out. Kinetic energy, surprise relationships. Just be open to it all. And then there's ancestral issues, memories of fear, love, and death. And now when I say death, I mean death of self, the old ways. And you psychics and empaths out there, you're going to feel like you're really out there. And I do. Sometimes I feel like I'm on another planet. Totally. Like I am just out there. And we're talking like Atlantis, galactic, that type of energy. Very unconscious and forgotten memory banks will be coming out now. It's all coming forward, and especially in your dreams. Please, please tap into that. And it is a practice. You're going to say, oh, I don't remember. Well, then you got to find ways to remember. You got to go deep. You got to get quiet. You got to practice every night before you go to bed. Ask. Ask and you shall receive. And then just start writing. More grounding, more breathing, more meditation. And trees. This came in, and I actually have a tree healer coming on next Saturday. She is a tree healer, Kiara. Yeah, tune in for that, I guess. But we're being asked to sit with trees, to sit with nature. Trees have seen so much, so much. Just amazing if you sit with a tree, what it'll tell you. And we're being, asked to look at life and death. And some of us have had near-death experiences. Life will never be the same. This is a game changer. Deepening your self-trust as well. And trust what is true for you, like Novalee said, not the latest news story or somebody in your ear, like living in fear. Decide what's true for you. What is true for you? Be more sovereign and less codependent. You got to manage your overwhelm and not speaking to people who are in fear. More self-empowerment. Yeah, I'm just going to take a little breather because I got like 6 pages of stuff that I wrote down, or we wrote down. It just coming out. High 5D love, like high, very high feelings of love, of oneness, of connections, more than ever before. It's a big wave. They're asking you to tap into this. Sometimes you'll dive into fear and contraction. It's like a dance. It's normal. So go through the off moments rather than panicking, running, numbing, and avoiding. Take that energy and flip it around. So serious cosmic energy. I don't know if you can, even in the morning or even at night, do you notice that the skies are alive? There's a lot of love waves and blasts, root chakra fear stuff. So reorganizing, inviting that new energy. Maybe look at feng shui. I feng shui. I bring in certain things into the environment and I take things out. So you've got to mirror that energy. And gold is actually a great way to do that. And speaking of, your entranceway, depending on how your house is positioned, just look into that. We're organizing our feelings and our thoughts to the outer world. So we're recalibrating, and fear will cut you off from your spirit and your soul. Okay, so you got to stay in the present moment. What can you hear? So be sensory aware in the present moment. Invite the love in, invite the light in, invite the healing. So what changes can we make over the shock energy? Because that's what it was. But now I think we're past the grieving. We're really coming into our own. So new hobby, new learning, new teaching, gratitude. Very grateful. And then there's innovation and creativity again coming up. Self-care, eating, meditation, new ways of doing things. It's the rise of the human spirit. Human spirit. We are not separate. Fundamental changes in mind, body, spirit. It's a collective consciousness, and I see this happening 1 to 2 years and peaking by 2020. It's a growth process. And this is an enormous amount of connection, far bigger than the virus. This is not the time. This is the time for connection. So shaking the old ways, feeling weird at times. But, your mission is to find, you're already living in your soul's purpose. You just got to find it. You just have to find it. So you were built for these times to remember. And this story has played out before. It has. You just have to remember. All right. So this is just, that things are getting real energetically. since 2 decades ago. And, you think about 2 decades, where were you? What was going on? And this is the end of Earth karma. It's the end of karmic cycles in Earth that kept us enslaved between now and 2050 is pretty extraordinary. There's an axis shift on this planet. Can you guys feel it? I can. So that was my long, I just write and write and write. Brandy, it feels so good to know I'm not the only detaching and coming back. Yeah, coming back to self. And we're going to have to figure this out because it's going to be, we're looking timeline. I have this feeling at least a year, if not longer, 1 to 2. All right. So let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'm just going to go into the group Reiki. So I just invite you guys, if you don't have any questions, just to close your eyes, get comfortable. I'm going to see if I can play some music here. I'm just going to take this off here. Let's see if this will play. Hopefully near the speaker. You guys will have to let me know if you can hear this or not. Might have to get a better speaker for next time. Lots of learning going on when you're dealing with the online world, and we're all trying to adapt to it. All right, okay. So I invite you to close your eyes at this moment and roll your shoulders back a few times, because you've probably been sitting or standing or walking. And just to feel that we are actually connected at this moment. That you're actually grounded in this feeling, in this love, in this light. And I also invite you to remember, to dream, to feel, to breathe in anything you hear, anything you feel, anything you sense, anything you know, anything you smell. You can share it with me after, or you can write it down and keep it to yourself. In this Reiki share, you will remember who you are. You'll get insights. You will get knowings. You will get feelings. You know why you're here. So I invite your inner guru to channel. And I invite you first to imagine a beautiful white cord that's tethered to your root chakra, the base of your spine, shooting down your legs, through your feet and into Earth, Mother Earth, Gaia. And that cord or roots, maybe their roots, are shooting down into the center of the earth. And you'll find a rose quartz suspended in the middle, and your cords will attach. Your roots will attach to that. And you're feeling strong and supported and grounded and rooted in that energy, in that love, You're feeling the waves of pink love, of white love. That energy is running through, coming back up through your feet, running up through the calves, running up through the tops of your thighs, your legs, your buttocks. Can you feel that energy rippling up through your torso, root chakra? Imagine that lighting up. Envision red. Envision a flower. Envision spiral, a circle of light. It is now lit up. It's connecting to the sacral chakra, orange, opening. It is now connecting to solar, opening up, bright sun energy, sunflowers. That stream is now attached to your heart chakra. You see it in any color you want, green, pink, greens and pinks. It's now rising to your throat chakra. I see it opening, burning bright, radiating. Boom. Third eye chakra, sparkling with white crystals and diamond indigo lights. Spinning. Spinning. Can you feel pressure on your third eye? It's like we're creating a spiral within ourselves, up to the crown. I feel the white light just flowing out to your star chakra, which is just levels and layers above your crown chakra. Connect to that energy, connect to it. And now you have a complete pillar of light from the center of the earth to the top of your star chakra. And ask for divine guidance, divine images, divine energy, divine love. Pull that diamond crystalline energy from the top of your head down through to the soles of your feet into the earth. Now you're tethered and you are so grounded and divinely guided at this point that it starts building and building layers outside of you, building beyond your etheric field, your physical field, your auric field. And this is with you at all times. You have this within you. You're being told to trust, to lead with your heart. And they've also been saying they've been trying to reach you for a long time. They've been giving you little hints, little messages in your dreams, numbers, animals, people. They're saying, go with what feels good, good from the heart and good from the soul, because it will guide you to where you've always been. Breathe that in. Breathe it out. And I'm inviting you to come back. And as you're coming back, Remember the feeling of this Reiki share, this meditation, this channeling. And I invite you to live in that energy. And this is something that you can access at any time. And I'm sealing this off with love, light, blessings, and healings and knowings. It's already within. All right. Now I'm just going to close this out. And I invite you guys to go and write what you felt, what you've seen, what you heard, what you smell, what you know already. If you'd like to go write that down, if you'd like to record it in an audio, in a video, if you'd like to just keep it to yourself, or if you'd like to share the experience, feel free, share. I invite you to share. I'm just going to turn that off. Wow, I don't know about you guys, but I could actually feel the spiral, and I seen rainbows. I seen a lot of spectrum. I felt like, yeah, I was being raised and held in love. It was pretty magical. All right. Those are just, yeah, and just knowing that we are here for a reason and we're being connected for a reason. We're all here together experiencing it, but it's all in different, we all feel and see, and we have different clairs, we have different ways of how we see things, or love languages, however you want, but we're all in this connected experience. You're wondering if you should do anything with the pressure in the third eye and ear ringing. More grounding. How are you grounding? For me, yeah, ears ringing. The right ear is downloads, and it's a high pitch. Right ear is messages. Left ear is downloads. I'm getting my sides mixed up. So, and this time we're getting a lot of downloads right now. So, I just let it. It doesn't. I mean, if it's really bothering you, I just do a quick reset. Maybe have a nice Epsom salt bath and put your head under the water, because I find that helps. Oh, and working with sound frequency or sound or energy, like that helps as well. Sound healing. So it might just be a vibrational thing. Third eye as well. Are you opening and closing your chakras every day? Because once I open my chakras, I close them down, because I don't want this all to be, I don't want to be picking up on everything. So it's a way to keep me grounded, but not, it's a balance, especially if you're using, your empath and your psychic as well. You just got to be, it's a fine line, definitely. For some reason, I just heard, I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard to open. I don't know if that makes any sense. And thank you, Tabitha. Yes. And she was on last week. I don't know if you guys were here, but she did a beautiful sound healing, sound bath meditation. It was amazing, spectacular. Her energy is pretty amazing. So meditation. Okay, meditation. Is that how you're grounding only? Because there are other ways that you can ground, not just through meditation. Like Novalee had mentioned, singing, dancing, moving, cleaning, just putting your focus into something artistic or creative is a great way to meditate. Meditation isn't just closing your eyes and being still. There are other ways you can do that as well. So I'm just going to plug myself in here. There we go. Lynn saying, been waking up most of the week feeling anxiety and headache, just wondering what's up with that. You're picking up on everybody's stuff. And I get it. Being in close quarters with folks as well that are not grounded, or if you're working and you're getting that off of people that are calling or you're interacting with. So it's very important to have that grounding practice where you ground yourself every morning, or you can do it multiple times a day, and you have to practice it. And then you imagine yourself in the energy bubble, a protection bubble, an auric bubble, however you want to look at it. And you got to do it a couple times a day until you feel like, okay, I'm in the flow. I did my my meditation, I did my grounding, I did the bubble, the protection prayers and all that, smudging, whatever it takes to get you into the flow where it's just part of who you are. This is all very new. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I get it. It takes practice. I've been doing this for almost 3 years, but you know, I would never think of meditating. I thought that was just, well, ego thought it was poo-poo, but, or it was all, you know, fluffy, airy, fairy stuff, right? I was much living in my ego. It was all about getting awards and making money and killing it, and you know, just I almost killed myself. And that's why I talk about how intuition saved my life. Absolutely, and it will save yours. I'm writing a book on that. I'm working on it. I'm still on chapter 4, but anyways, yes, Tabitha was amazing, and she's fabulous. I love her. She's a sweetheart. Brandy, are you saying your video is freezing up, or is it mine? Might be on your end, because my video is fine. It's not doing, it's pretty good. Okay, Lynn is saying, oi. I see this. I think you nailed it there, living with the Prince of, oh geez. That's what they're talking about, this April energy, is that you're really being tested because you're doing your thing and this person is doing their thing, and it's like a clash. Just keep doing your thing. And I know it's really, yeah, and he's shifting a little, probably because he's seeing what you're doing, and you're keeping up the, you know, you're taking care of yourself, you're taking care of you. So eventually it will rub off, and if it doesn't, continue to just be you, create boundaries, very important. Have your alone time. I know it's really tough in close quarters, but it can be done. Like you know, if I'm on video right now, my partner is downstairs doing his thing. So it's coming from a place of, you know, connection and having to respect, and there's, you know, it's a dance. It's a dance. It's going to take time. It is going to take time. So part of that April article that I wrote, and it is coming out, so go to my Facebook page, 24 Karat Healing, and the link, I think it's coming out next week, but it's digital, so you can read the magazine anytime, anywhere. The cards that I pulled were Blossoming Abundance for April, but it's in reverse. And we're working with the 3 energy as well, mind, body, spirit, because I feel like we're still not quite getting that yet. We think it, but we're not. We need to practice more practice, more living in the light. But we're talking about decreases in money at this time. You may feel like cash is slipping out of your fingers like water, and this is temporary. It is temporary, okay? be conscious, responsible where your money issues are concerned. Maybe you've been avoiding your money issues. There's no avoiding right now. So just planting new seeds and nurture your financial garden with patience and clarity. This cycle will end and you will enjoy the fruits of your labor. So, I mean, obviously with what's going on in the world in general, I thought it was very interesting. This would be the April energy. And also I wanted to I pulled from my self-care deck. Look what comes up after that is love. So you got to work. Yeah, there's a little bit of work to do, but at the end of the day, it's about love and choosing love. Let your love become a powerful force for change. So this is the April energy. Yeah, we understand that there's some financial stuff. I get it. But you gotta, and it's interesting that, look at the star, it's a heart. So look to the heavens. I mean, this is a Venus energy as well, which we know that Venus was right there with the moon, the new moon. They're working together. So it is love. That's why I created the summit. It's about the 5D love. That's what we're working on. 2012 to now was the 4D. Now we're working on 5D. That's what we're working on. But it's already within. We just got to connect to it more. Every day when you think fear, when you're anxious, think love. What does love feel? What does love feel? Describe that. What does love feel to you? What is love? Love for me is unconditional. Love is gentle and kind. Love is always been there. Always. So you just got to find that connection. And the focus, the focus might be on the money, but there's a piece of love. That's where a lot of us have gotten ourselves into trouble because we have been focusing on the money, meaning we never have enough, or we need more, or I'm just nobody if I don't have a lot of money. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And you're going to see gurus fall as well. People that, what's the word? They appear all spiritually knowing and they have huge followings and it's false. It's all false. We have been false idling too much as well. And that's just my random thoughts here about that. Okay. Lynn is just saying that and reminding him to stop the negative chatter. Yes. And you can cut him right off, or you can just leave and say, I'm not listening to this. Or if this continues, this is what's going to happen. There will be repercussions for this. And you're going to find people are going to be like, well, what's wrong with you? Oh my God, I can't believe you're talking to me like this. Oh, geez, okay. And watch out, narcissists have no, I wanted to bring up narcissists. That's interesting because we talk about empaths, energy, boundaries, narcissists. They have no feed, meaning they have no people, because we have physical distancing. So now they're going online and they're trolling and they're trying to crash things and burn things and just watch, pay attention, okay? And just, and stand up for yourself as well, please. Lots of life lessons being learned. Yeah, I know. It's like, damn, I thought I could get away with that. Nope. Yeah, that the love card is a beautiful card, definitely. Thank you so much for that, guys. And I'm not bada bing. Oh, bada boom, bada bing. Is that what you mean? Trying to decipher what you're saying here, my dear. It's all good. All right, guys. Let's see. Oh, I've got about, a few more minutes, and then I'm going to bring in, or my guest, my next guest, and she's already here. But if you guys have any other questions, I've been thinking of doing either a free workshop on channeling and intuitive writing, or learning how to read auras or colors, because I love colors. I mean, I've always been interested in that, and or just learning how to open up your intuition. So you guys tell me. And I mean, I'll be putting that out on Facebook as well, but it's going to be 1 hour where we're going to, dive in deep and find out, it's already been there. It's just a matter of uncovering the stuff. It's like uncovering the light. So yeah, it's either intuition development or maybe finding your soul's purpose. That one I've been asked about a lot. Auras, or intuitive writing and channeling. So let me know. Or do you guys just want self-care practices? I mean, we all have ideas on how to self-care. Everybody, I was on a webinar the other day, and it was interesting. He had breakout rooms, and he talked about, what does your vision look like? And then you mirrored that back to the other person. And the stuff that you talk about, they picked up the highlights. And it was so fun to hear and do that interaction, that connection, and find out where your strengths are. Because a lot of times we're like, oh, I think I'm good at this, or I might be good at that. But when you actually put it on paper and then you read it out loud to someone else and they pick out the highlights of what you just talked about, that was pretty amazing exchange. And he's actually doing another, Jesse Elder, he was on my on the podcast on Wednesday. He's doing it again on Thursday, and it's free. So if you guys want to meet people and connect and network, this is the place. Let me know if you want the link to that, all right? And you're welcome, Lynn, for doing the meditations and the live feeds. And you know what? I'm going to have to bring my baby, the laptop to the tech guys, because you know what? I think it might be time to upgrade. All right. Yes, that would be amazing. Yeah, if you could just put your comments in, or, and like I said, I think I'm going to have to write this down now. So it's either going to be channeling, self-care, and what else, guys? What else would you like to learn? Intuition development, which has always been there, and soul's purpose, self-care, because I think we can all learn from each other. I think one what was really important was sleep. Someone did not bring up sleep or having fun. We're not having enough fun. We're not, like last night when I got home from doing a little bit of, some shopping, grocery shopping, obviously, but we had a little dance party. We just turned the music on, had a little dance party, because we had to shake off all of that energy, all that stuff, all that anxiety that people in the stores were bringing it. You would like the link, please? Okay, Jesse, yeah, I'm going to have to look that up for you. But yeah, we'll get that to you. Mentioned about auras as well. Yep, just give me a sec here. Yeah, if you go to my Facebook page, I did share it, but let me go to my actual personal page and I'll get the link for you. No, hold on here. Yeah. Whoa. Boy, I shared that out quite a few times. Yeah. All right, guys. Trying to multitask here. It didn't work before and it doesn't work now, so just bear with me. Yeah, and just share with me if you're, you're experiencing, anything else, what you're struggling with right now, what your challenges are, what you're hoping for, I guess, for future self. Where is last night was amazing. Okay, yeah, I've got it via my email. So yeah, it's okay. I'll go look. God all day. Yes, thank you, Lynn. You could be my lovely assistant here. Yeah, I found it. He did send me the link for the YouTube, but for the Zoom link. Yeah, I'll get that to you guys in a bit here. So I just want to stay on track. But yeah, Lynn, if you find it, please put it in the comments. I would really appreciate that. Thank you. And then we could share it with everybody. And you're talking about auras. Yeah, aura. We can all read auras. It's a matter of tapping in, tuning in, and having fun with it. All right. Well, while Lynn is looking up the link, we will segue over to my next guest. Are you guys ready? I mean, we're a little bit early, but hey, it's all good. It is all good. And there is no break today, so. And that's funny that I put in 12-ish. It's not 12-ish. It's noon. All right. Just let me fix this. Now I know why a lot of people, when they're facilitating lives or webinars, they actually have an assistant, because there's a lot to this, a lot more than meets the eye. All right, I've got a beautiful soul coming up, Kelly Canull. Hopefully I have pronounced your last name properly. If not, I'm sure you'll correct me. But yes, here she is. And she is a soul life coach. And you're probably thinking, okay, this is very cool, because we're all talking about, our soul, our soul's purpose, our lives, what's happening right now. And I had to shorten her bio. She has quite the bio. You'd have to go to her website to see the full bio. But she basically says she's had a lot of different titles, from medium, psychic, spiritual counselor. She's an author of The Inward Journey, A Guide to Living Your Best Life, creator of the 4 A's to Authentic Happiness. It's a 6-month program, soul life coach, animal communicator, which I love, I am as well, child whisperer, that's interesting, and soul whisperer. But I love what she says. Titles don't mean anything. It's what I can do for you that really matters. Absolutely. And she is on the earth to bring forth the purest form of divine love in all that she does. And she's here to serve love, and she's here to serve you. I absolutely love that. Thank you so much for sharing your time, your energy, your space with me today. I'm just getting rid of the banner. There we go. And bringing you up, because my computer is just like, geez, you're asking so much from me today. Hello and welcome.
Welcome. Yes, thank you. So good to be here with everyone's energy. I can feel it. Feel
Wonderful.
Our glow, feel our 444 today. Feel
yes.
The power of love.
Absolutely. And I'm in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and you are?
I'm in Kapa'a, Kauai, on the island of Kauai. So yes, it's early here and beautiful, and send you guys all aloha.
Yes, aloha. I do have a couple friends actually in Hawaii, but not on that island specifically. But yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Today, we were going to, or you were going to give some soul life readings, or did you want to introduce yourself a little bit more, or what would you like to do first?
Okay,
take it away.
I love that. Yeah, I'll just share a little bit, and then I thought I would actually teach us today how to tune into our own soul's wisdom.
Yes.
And guidance.
Yes.
That feels like a fun adventure. So brief little moment for those of you who are new to me. So when I was 6 weeks old, I died of spinal meningitis. And upon having a full recovery from that, around the age of 4, I started watching adults and going, I think they're like not telling the truth to themselves. I think that they're in pain. I think that they're choosing something that's like fear instead of love. And so at the age of 4, I started telling adults how to choose love over fear. And you have to remember that a near-death experience like the one I went through does, with some people, offer an opportunity to come back and have the veils removed. Really, really, truly, I've remembered who I am my entire life. But that's great, because then it means that I have been able to have a gift, and that's why the titles seem to be a lot. I've had a gift since I knew of it at 4, that I can tune into anyone's soul on the planet, adult, child, an animal, a plant, rocks, whatever, and bring forth the highest love and light wisdom that their soul wants them to hear. And so that's where I began developing in my teen years soul readings for people. Started my own business when I was 18, and I'm still running it today, almost 30 years later. And inside of all that, it's been exactly the same thread, and that's really all I want to focus on. The thread is, how can I really show people that their soul wisdom is who they really are? It is innately inside of them. It's so simple, but really not used much, to go within. Now, we're talking about 20 years ago. I wrote my book, An Inward Journey, A Guide to Living Your Best Life. And in that is a technique that I'm going to teach today. It's called Awakening to the Voice of Your Soul. And as you said, there's different terms that people might have: automatic writing, they might have intuitive writing, but this is actually something different than those. This is truly a way that you guys can tune in to your soul, bring the wisdom on paper, and then also off the paper. So as we're here, there's 3 things I always do anytime I'm talking. I'm going to do words of wisdom, I'm going to do practical tools, and 99% of what I'm here on the earth to do is energetic vibrational work. So I've sort of combined a trifecta of energy combined with empowerment, combined with, Kelly, I don't know what to do right now. What is the most practical next step I can take? So what I like to do is make it very real, make this spiritual conversation that we're having super practical, but yet give you guys the remembrance that you are the ones with the answers. And now here we are in 2020, and we're in this beautiful global pause, and that's what I call it. And I still feel like people are running outside of themselves and becoming reactionary to their outer reality. So what I want us to do today is I want us to begin having a new perspective and a new conversation about, how do I become proactive? How do I stay in my center, attune to my soul? And then listen, it's not enough to just get the wisdom from our souls. The next conversation most people have is, oh, I didn't trust it, so I didn't do anything with it. We got to have all 3. We got to listen and then trust it, and so you actually apply it. So what I find is there's a lot of theory. In theory, and what I want to do is I want to bridge that and have it be real. What was your real experience when you got the guidance, trusted it, and put it into action? And that's where people move from anxiety to peace. And just, we can see this across the board. There's a beautiful way that when I work with animals, we can really move into the trust energy with animals quickly by not overthinking. So the more we're in our minds, thinking, the further away we are from the truth of who we really are. So as we're tuning into our soul's wisdom, I find that the technique meets you guys where you're at, which is usually overthinking and anxiety and worry and doubt. And it calms you down, because we've got to calm down our minds before we're going to actually allow the wisdom that comes through to be trusted. And then we move all the way to the level of peace. And as we move into peace, we realize that's my center. That's the true me. But all this stuff doesn't matter to just talk about it. We've got to have a visceral experience of it. So what do you think if I just tell you guys how to do this? Yeah?
Yeah, we're open. We're ready. Joe is just saying, hey,
Hello?
Kelly.
Hey, good to see you. All right, you guys, paper. I don't know how many people have paper anymore, hopefully. And a pen. A pen and paper.
And a pen.
And you need two more things. You need something to drink. I won't advertise my awesome lavender lemonade. Something to drink. You need something to smell. So you're having something to smell, something to drink, pen and paper. And I'm going to use my peppermint lip balm as something to smell, something easy to have.
I've got my peppermint essential oil. Isn't that interesting?
Love it. We got some, yeah, it's a good activator. Peppermint. So, okay, I'm going to share it, and then I want everyone, if you can, to get into, if you have a pen and paper handy. So here's the technique. You're actually going to activate all 6 senses at the same time. And you're going to drop out of the brainwave you're in right now, which is beta, past that to alpha, and into the theta brainwave state when you're doing this technique. Okay. That's why the instructions are really, really, really important. And the simplest way to teach this is you're writing really fast. That is one of the rules. You have to write really, really fast so that it's almost illegible. It's almost like you can't even read it when you go back to it. So the second part is you're having a dialogue with your soul. So a dialogue with a person would be, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm doing great. How is the day going? You know, oh, be more specific. Oh, yeah, thanks. You know, it's really sunny. And then you might ask a question to a friend. They're going to answer. That's a dialogue. So this is not just journaling. You're not just getting all your thoughts out there. You're actually deciding this is the moment I'm going to communicate with my soul. Now, people will ask, can I use a computer? No, you use a pen and paper, because this is going to sound funny, but literally when you put the pen to the paper, you are pulling your soul wisdom through the universe into the earth realm so that you guys can have a real-time cell phone conversation here. Okay, so what you're doing is you got your pen to the paper, and you're going to take your smelling, olfactory, peppermint, whatever, essential oils are really good. You're going to smell first. Then you're going to take your drink, and you're going to sip your drink so that you're getting all the activations going. Then you're going to take the pen to the paper, and it's going to be writing really fast. And dear soul, here's what's going on. I'm on this call right now, and there's so much going on in the world, and there's so much happening, and I don't really know what to do. And I wonder, are you there? Are you there? Can you just give me a sign that you're there? Question mark. Whenever you're done, question mark. Now here's the key. Once you're done with that quick, fast ramble, and you do the question mark, you literally, yes, lift the pen off the paper, but then put it right back immediately. I mean, it sounds like silly, but people actually ask me, when I say keep the pen to the paper, what I mean is keep the stream going. And right there is where your soul's going to answer you. Your soul's going to talk to you. And soul is going to talk to you really fast. Then he talks to you. And then you ask again, something different. Wow, I don't really know if that was my mind talking to me or was that my soul talking to me. I can't really tell the difference. So what I was wondering is, can you give me a little bit more information about, today and my heart and what's going on? And here's a specific question I have. Question mark. Keep the pen to the paper. There your soul goes, communicating to you. And you keep this going for a length of time, sometimes 20 to 30 minutes. In my talking to you guys and teaching it, we're going to do it for 2 or 3 minutes. So a couple things that happen when people do this is I'll do it in a group, and then I'll ask them, what did you get? And their writing is totally legible. The more legible your writing is, the more you're in your head. If it's not like scribbly and almost hard to read, then you're too much in your head. And remember, on the scale of being in your head too much, you're overthinking. So this is also a really good tool, the first time you do it, to get a very important feedback loop. How much are you in your head? Now, I'm kind of giving you guys everything at once. In a workshop or something like that, I would slow it down and I would see your response and then I would give feedback. But here we go. If you're legible in your writing, then you're controlling your life a bit too much. And so people are really complaining, you know, how do I get into a place where I can really truly trust my soul? And I'm like, this pulls your soul down from the cosmic realm of the larger version of you. So you are your soul. You're just the macrocosm of your soul. This human body is the microcosm. And in the microcosm, it's hard to like only see what's here in the limited viewpoint, right? So when you take the pen and you put it on the paper, you are saying, I am the microcosm version of me, and I'm going to go into the macrocosm, and I'm going to pull in my wisdom and my guidance here. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it for real. You guys have your pen and your paper? Let's try it from the top. You've got your sense of smell. I'm going to activate that. Just take that in. Take your sip of your water or whatever you have. Really gulp it. Okay, here we go. Pen to paper. I'm just going to do this out of, it's also reversed for me. That's funny. Okay, so it would be like, dear soul, here's what's going on for me. You know, this is what's going on for me. I don't really know what's going on for me. I really am confused, and I'm really confused. And and then question mark. And then there's the pen off the paper for a split second, and there's your soul talking back to you. Now that looks like scribbles. It's very likely could look exactly like that. So go ahead and take a minute and do it. And what I'm going to do for everybody on the call is I'm going to go into your energy field, as everyone has given permission, or you wouldn't be here. And I'm going to clear some of the fears that you guys have, because one of the biggest roadblocks to listening to the wisdom of your soul is the fear that, what if I'm not hearing my soul's guidance and I put it into action and it's wrong? That's a fear. So we're going to clear that fear right now. So take a moment and just get even 2 questions to your soul. I want you guys to have a visceral experience of what it feels like when your soul answers. Okay, energy coming your way. Keep going. I'm going to clear some more fears. I'm going to clear fear that there's any such thing as making the wrong decision or doing something wrong. Clearing that fear, because in truth, there's no such thing. In truth, your soul will always keep coming back around and sharing with you the wisdom until it aligns your mind and your heart together where you're really getting it. So there's no such thing as doing anything wrong, ever. When you're intuiting and you're listening. Okay, 3rd fear coming up, I'm going to clear. This is a very deep past life fear that many people have. That if they actually listen to their heart and their soul, that they'll be ostracized, that they'll be made fun of, that they'll be rejected. Ooh, that's a big one. Let's clear that. Keep going. If you guys have already asked a question or 2, just keep going, keep writing. And here's the answer to some of the questions I already know are in the stratosphere. Again, it always comes back to, how do I know that was my soul talking? Well, you keep asking and keep talking, and then feel it. Feel it. You will feel a loving energy that bypasses just neutrality or your mind. You know it's your soul, 1, when you feel it. 2, I want you guys to write until you get an answer that surprises you. You know it's your soul talking to you when you go, well, there's no way I would have recalled that memory. There's no way that I would have remembered that or come up with that. Some of you guys energetically are asking, well, is this channeling? Well, channeling is just you tuning into the macrocosm version of who you are with no filters in the way and allowing yourself to bring the highest love, light, and wisdom. But what I find is this tool is that practical, literal piece we need so that it's here, it's visceral, but it's literal in our way of, oh, I can see this. So Christine, you want to share your experience with it?
Yeah, I've been doing this for a while, but your approach is different. I mean, I do ask questions, but everybody has a different way of framing them. But yeah, no, my experience is great. It just lots of love, lots of light, soul. We've always been here. I get that message. We've always been here. Look around. You need to see. Your eyes have not been clear, I guess your eyes have not been clear. We've always been there. It's like being bathed and held in love, like there's a big team of guidance.
Yeah, and
that's what I felt.
Yeah, I love it. And here's a really important point, you guys. Yes, many of us who are on this journey, we've been doing this work for a while. But how about chocolate chip cookies, right? Chocolate chip cookies. You can have the same ingredients inside chocolate chip cookies, and some taste amazing to you, and others are just okay. And the ones you think are okay are amazing to somebody else. And the ones that you think are just like make it amazing, they're just okay to someone else. So this is what I feel this is. It's offering up a new chocolate chip cookie to the world that those that have tried a lot of chocolate chip cookies and haven't found the one that really deeply resonates with them, this just might be the one that's like, this is awesome. Now, we've only talked 50% of this technique. This is called on the paper. So on the paper is literal. You're using the paper. You're using this every morning is preferred for the reason that the second part of this is called off the paper. So back to the on the paper part, people will comment all kinds of things, whether you're a beginner or you're, been doing this a long time. This is truly something I just can't reiterate enough. This is different than anything anyone has been using. And I'm not trying to make it different in the context of being separate and better. It's called different because it bypasses parts of your minds, which is the point, that says, I already know enough. I don't need to advance more. I already, have this. But when you use this technique, which is new and different and is allowing the mind to go, what? You just ran past me. Oh my gosh, how do I catch up with that? The soul's like, yep, I'm past that. And now I got through the back door and I can talk to Christine and Kelly and Bobby and Joe and everyone in a new way. So on the paper is that. But what happens off the paper is where the magic really arrives. So you do this in the morning, and you might have a morning where you're like, I got so much information on the paper, this is great. Or you might have a morning where you say, I don't know, I didn't really get much. It just kind of was nice and reminded me of what I already know. Okay, great. But what you've done is you've set the course for your day to have a gateway portal open that your soul and you can now communicate with. So I always love this. Figure 8 on its side, the infinity sign. So one of the things you guys can do is you can draw the infinity sign, and it says, your soul says, it goes like this. I talk to my soul, it listens. It talks to me, I listen. I talk to my soul, it listens is usually where people stop. And this brings it all the way around. It talks to me and I listen. Sometimes people only do 3/4 of that. Now we're doing all of it. So we're literally uniting our macrocosm and our microcosm center, being, soul. So off the paper, you may have forgotten about your day and the morning of questions you asked, but your soul didn't. So in the whole day that unfolds before you, you're going to start to have the answers show up in your outer reality. So this goes full circle to being proactive in our lives instead of reactionary. When we're proactive, we go, soul, I'm going to speak with you today because I'm remembering that I'm co-creator of my reality, and you're the bigger version of me that remembers how to live a life of love, to really live a life of love. And I have some questions, and I really want to go within, and I really want to access you in a new way, and all the divine beings of love and light that surround me that can be here with me. So I'm going to take this intimate, vulnerable, and humble time with you. Those are very, 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 three very important things. We've got to become humble. We really, really do. And that's what this global pause is benefiting us with. It's humbling us, not out of a way of your head was so big, humble. It's humbling us out of a way of the heart has been crying out to have a voice. Mother Earth has been crying out to have a world of harmony and balance again. And so the macrocosm soul of who we are has a voice that wants to be heard. And the microcosm, us, must humble ourselves before it to say, I am it. It is one with me, but I'm just the smaller version of it. I've got to tune into the bigger version. So as you go about your day, Christine, everything you activated by putting on paper and asking, you will get your answers, you guys, within 48 hours. So we're not in a place where we can't have the clarity. We get to have the clarity. We get to have the answers. It just is going to come in this nice window of about 48 hours, I found, and it's going to come off the paper really strong. And this is so beautiful because this brings us back into connection. What is this global pause doing? It's connecting us again. And what a cool analogy. Social distancing, where we literally can't be in the same place as those we love. So we have to use Zoom and we have to use virtual reality. We get on the phone. What if this was the same feeling you guys can feel about your soul? Oh, I've been social distancing with my soul this whole time, but I want to connect closer to her or to him. And this is the way I'm going to do it. I can be in my own space, like I am in my social distancing, but I can tune in. And what a cool thing if you guys are really, really, really in your own homes. And so you're like, well, I see the same thing every day. How's my soul going to talk to me differently inside the same parameters? Oh, this will be fun. Just watch, right? Watch to see all the magical ways that your soul will connect in with you. And what I really, really want you guys to get is this is how I'm going to move you guys from getting the wisdom to trusting the wisdom to applying it. So the more you feel the connection, the more you'll trust it. Just like with people, the more we can trust people if we feel really deeply connected with them. So applying it is really a natural behavior after you trust it. So I find that this tool just automatically moves the trust factor in there. And again, one of the things I do when I'm talking is I actually go energetically into the group conscious field and I remove a lot of blocks and a lot of filters. So some of you guys today could say, I've never tried this before and I'm nervous. I've been shifting your nervous energy because we've got to get this. There's no reason to have the fears. So I'm feeling the clearing of the fears. Okay, that's how you feel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she's also sharing beginner for me, guides are leading me to help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you gotta ask. If you don't invite spirit to dinner per se, they're not going to show up.
Yeah, and this is a really powerful way for anyone on the stream of remembrance, which could call ourselves beginners to advance. But truth is, Makiba, we're all advanced beings of love and light. So please don't feel like you're inferior, less than, or behind. You know, we're not. Every single person on this planet to come at these ascension times, we are very evolved souls. We are. So this is just a portal. 444 today, this magical moment is a gateway open to stream this love, to stream this light, to stream this. And what a good starting point to say, oh my gosh, this feels doable. This feels safe. It's safe to put a pen to paper. It's safe to drink, my water and smell something. And you do all those so that you move into your sixth sense, so that when you're writing really fast, you're getting out of your own way and you're allowing and you're allowing and you're allowing. And every single one of us, whether we really think we're super advanced in this journey or beginner, we all 100% when we use this tool will get something new out of it. You will hear, sense, feel, experience something new. And for those that are clairaudient like myself, I'll hear the guidance when I'm writing it out, but it's all scribbles anyway. And so just to go back to those that say, well, how it's not legible. How am I going to remember what I said? You will, because you will feel it. And also another clue is throughout your day, you'll be reminded of it. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's right. That came to me earlier. And here it is again. So it's a really good way to remember, like your guidance was for you. Like, I'm so supported. And that's a big feeling to feel right now as you guys are isolating. Oh, I'm so supported. What a great experience. I used to think the people around me were my support system. And now I'm social distancing and self-isolating. And I want you guys during this time to not feel lonely and not feel alone. So what a cool tool to dive right in and use even multiple times throughout the day to go, I don't feel lonely now. I don't feel alone. I do feel a connection. Okay, I could talk forever.
No. No, and that's it. It's already been there. You just have to find it. It's always been there.
Yes, love it, love it, love it. So soul readings for me are the ability I have to tune into people's energy to jumpstart them back in tune and in touch. So the tool is great and on and off the paper, and yet, you know, we are in this human experience. So sometimes people are like, oh, but I just need something right now, you know, to really like tune me back in and jumpstart me. So that's where I do the soul readings. And, you know, I'm always intuiting as well. So a couple months ago, Spirit showed me that time, since time, it doesn't really exist and we're just making up time, that what I once did in an hour, I could do in 5 minutes. And I was like, whoa, okay, I'm going to give this a shot. So I started offering 5-minute soul readings and boom, they were more potent and helpful to people than anything. However, the key is anything that anyone does to intuit outside of themselves and allow someone to come in and mirror back to them their wisdom is great. And you've got to own it. You've got to be empowered and go, I'm really grateful that I got to see that new perspective. Because listen, here's why I do the soul readings. I am really big about empowering people. And there's sometimes something so hidden. It really is hard for us to see it. So our guidance can be, I need you to go to so-and-so and so-and-so, your divination cards, your pendulum, your, you know, this person, that person. That person is going to be able to tell you something in 2 seconds that I, as your soul, have been trying to tell you, you know, your soul's telling you guys this. And then it clears it really quickly. And you're like, oh man, thank you. I'm so glad. I didn't know I had those walls up. Glad now that I was told that. So that's a fun, you know, fun way for all of us to utilize this time and these wonderful tools that are coming out of the woodwork and the ones we've been using for a long time. But I really want you guys to remember it's you. You're not giving your power away to anybody. It is you. You're just asking for clarity from a source that is you, that's going to show up as an actor or an actress playing their part perfectly in the form of a friend or a psychic or your tools you're using. This tool being one of them. It's just the way that you go, oh, okay, cool. I'm bringing this to me in a new way. So.
Absolutely. And it's do you have your pet rooster around again?
I know. We have lots of
Is that yours or is that your neighbor's?
No, in Kauai, they're all wild.
They're all wild.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Yep. These are wild.
I just thought it was interesting he showed up now. That's fun.
Yeah, I find that they get very vocal when I start doing this work. They are very energetic. Yeah. I have all the windows shut. which usually means I'm really hot in here, but they're so loud if I don't. And I give them like, okay, you guys, and then they come crying out for their energetic love. But yeah, my yard is about 4 acres, and there's a couple families, lots of chickens, lots of babies, and 2 roosters. Yes,
Aww.
but on this beautiful island.
Wonderful. Makiba is just saying, thank you, universe. I've been writing since last year, since May, for my spiritual awakening. I just love this.
You're welcome. Yeah, you guys, I mean, again, really use it. It'd be like, oh, these chocolate chip cookies are great. And I come into the room and you just have the ingredients out. And I'm like, wait, you didn't mix the ingredients. You didn't put it in the oven. You're like, no, this is like the greatest chocolate chip cookie. I say that jokingly, but I see this too much. It's like, okay, I'll get around to it. Okay, well, we don't have that time anymore to get around to it. I mean, if nothing else, this global pause should be such an awakening for all those that have been putting off tuning into their soul's wisdom. This is our time. And why? Because love is at your core. Your soul is only love. And when everyone comes around and freaks out and they have anxiety and they have worry and they have all this stuff, the answer is always the same. All of us are telling everyone the same thing. But what is it that stops us from doing the next thing that literally is going to bring you to your center, going to bring you back to peace? Because overthinking will lead you outside your center, will lead you to anxiety and stress. And a lot of people are prescribing, prescription drugs for that.
Yeah.
And the next wave that came about was a lot of hemp and CBD and other, alternatives. Okay, these things are nice, and if that is what you're guided to do, but I know better. I know that we don't actually really need all those things.
No.
They're gateways to, bring you back to your center for some based on where you are. However, in a millisecond, all that stuff can be given up. I mean, I have definitely worked with, and a lot of people have worked with, so many people, they get off depression medicine, et cetera, et cetera. PTSD goes away. So much goes away when the one thing that we're all saying actually happens. Oh,
Yes.
when I connect. Oh, when I connect.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I say intuition saved my life, because I had depression, anxiety. I had all of it for so long.
Yeah. And this Earth School is not easy. No judgment to anything or anyone. It's been a very rough ride, roller coaster journey for all. But we finally reached a point where we said, you know what? We're going to raise a vibration. Mother Earth is on board. We as a collective consciousness are on board. We as soul beings, we're going to come onto the planet during this time, and we are going to ride out the last of the last waves of suffering and pain. So here's something else that I don't know if a lot of people speak about it in ages, but what I feel is that everyone who's 20 years of age, roughly on older, we all came in with one agreement, and we said the buck stops here. The buck stops here, and we will come onto Earth to clean up the mess. We will. We'll go into the densest of vibrations, and we will clear and clean and that. And then all children that I've seen across the energy that I look at that are 20 and younger, they already were born at the higher frequency. So when people say we're in uncertain times, I say we are in the most certain of times. It's certain that the vibration has arose to love, and we're winning, and the children that are coming in today are born without fear on so many levels. That 20 on above, we agreed to come into the third dimension. We agreed to come into the fear. We agreed to come into the muck and the myrrh and pull our vacuums out and say, we will clean this stuff up. So that's why, which is most of the age range in the spiritual development world, that's why you hear a lot, yeah, but I already did this. I thought I already faced this. I thought I already dealt with this. I thought I already worked through this. Well, we all know it's layer after layer after layer, and may go on for the rest of our lifetimes, because there's a lot of gunk, a lot of ancestral lineage to clear, a lot of karmic stuff to clear, but it's not personal. It'd be like a good friend saying, my house is so like disgusting, and I've hoarded so much, and there's so much in here. I need to get out of here. But can I get a team of you guys to come in here and clean it? So the team of people with their hazmat outfits on, and they go in and they clean it. But it's not personal to them. They're like, I'm going to clean this up. But the person who put it all in there is like, this is overwhelming. I can't be here. I can't do this. Hey, go out and go to the next person and help them. And we'll come here and we'll help you. So this is what it's like when people come to soul readers and psychics and intuitives outside of themselves right now. They really are like, I took on so much to clear and cleanse, and it's so sticky in my field. Can I just kind of go over here to Disneyland for a moment? And can you guys come in and clear it? And we're like, we absolutely will. We love you so unconditionally. We're here to support you, and we'll do this. But here's the thing. When you go back in your house and it's clean, you start bringing all that stuff back in, it's on you. It's on you. And we don't want that anymore. And so, to no one's fault, that's why we're now raising the whole vibration. That's why it's so essential you guys use these tools that are being brought to you. You're drawing these tools to you because you're ready for the next evolution of your being. For those that are saying, yeah, I already do something like this. This is the next evolution of your being. Try this out. This is different. It truly has a different imprinted vibration. I hold a very high frequency. So in that high frequency, it's embedded in this energy field. So when you do it, what does that mean? It means that I want to see success. I don't want to see anything less than a successful experience. So the vibration is going to hold that successful experience for you, and you'll be drawn to this because you're ready for success. So be reassured that we're in certain times. Light has already won. You have reassurance that this soul awakening to the voice of your soul technique is what I call it, is truly working for you on a new, evolved, higher imprinted level. What does that mean? It means that you're going to hear your soul clearer than you've ever done before. And that's what we want. We want this connection to be stronger, because 20 years on up, we signed up for something massive, but we need support unlike ever before. And so, yeah, we've been praying for it for a long time, but it's like the analogy of the person that finally gets their friends to come over and clean their house. It's like, well, gosh, I kind of was hoping and praying for this a long time. Well, there's a reason all our gunk stayed around. There was. We had to learn some things. We had to understand things differently. And now, this is really important I bring this up. Now it can be cleared. But if you're so used to sitting in the gunk, you've sort of gotten comfortable with it. And even though it sounds idealistic to clear it, if you make the person outside of you as the idea that they're clearing it for you, you will disconnect and you'll get angry at that person because they took all that stuff away from you. Oh my God. So that's why it's important to stay in your center and to feel connected to your soul. And go, soul, the difference here is I don't feel like I can do this for myself. I'm overwhelmed. But I'm going to see the people that are coming to me that you're going to send my way as helpers, as me, helping me. It's a huge perspective shift.
Absolutely.
And that is how you guys stay connected to your power. Oh, they're just me helping me. Oh, thank you, because this version of me is freaking done. And then they're like, let us come help you. And then they leave and you go, those were aspects of me that I brought in that helped me. And then you never leave your center and you feel empowered. And then you go, soul, I listen to my guidance and I trust it. That's what I'm seeking. That's what I want. Cool. Makiba, let go of seeking. Let go of seeking. Seeking puts something else out. And it's what you want. I love that you're clear. So just choose it now. This is my intention. And this is my intention. My intention is to see my life from new perspectives. I'm open and clear to them. My intention is to stay connected. And my intention is to see everyone around me as actors and actresses supporting me as me. Look at all the ways that I'm supporting me as me. It's another way for you guys not to feel so lonely right now. It's like, oh my gosh, that was so cool that I showed up as that blah, 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 and made that phone call to myself just to tell me, da, 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 da. and you stay connected. And
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I just feel it right now. Our hearts are opening. Our hearts are staying so open right now because we're feeling that love connection. This is a love summit. This is 5D, right? This is 5D. This is the true actualization. You know, I'm so big on let's actualize it. It's not enough to just talk in theory. We are actualizing it. So the other thing I'm doing for all of us is I'm grounding us. I'm grounding us in. I'm grounding us in to our etheric bodies into this earthly plane of the new world. And the new world is what we are bridging and birthing. We're not waiting around for it. And you know, I hear this a lot right now. Well, I mean, I don't see it. I don't, you know, and it's like it's birthing from within us.
Yeah.
So the 20-year-olds on up, here's how we're birthing it. We're clearing the muck and the myrrh because we cannot bypass that.
No.
We have to be responsible for clearing because we said we'd come in at the generational time that we would do it. So utilizing the services within ourselves and the external ones are all us, right? So we're just repeating what I said, and we're allowing the clearing of the fears and the doubts and all of that. And that's why I said, let go of seeking, because the truth is it's already there, but you've got to feel the connection to it. And so the new world is baby step new perspectives, baby step new perspectives. So here's what you guys could do for your next time you do the awakening to the voice of your soul. You could say, dear soul, here's a question I have. What is one way that I can take a next step in my life to live as the new world? Okay, what is one step I can do to birth the new world through me? Okay, so that's a really good question to ask your soul. How can I personally birth the new world through me? Now look at some of the things I said. Birth. Well, if something's birthing, then it is new. It's definitely new. And if something's new, it is not known to us. But what is known to us is the formula of how to tune into the new and allow it is the same as birthing it. I'm going to allow it to be a question I have, to allow myself to receive a new perspective, to allow myself to have a new experience.
Yeah, that is great. I felt like going like this, like, oh, rub your eyes, get it clear. Whoa, no, sorry.
Yes,
Yeah.
new, clarity, new. And clarity can mean, you know, we all have the gifts of clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentient, and all the clairs. And usually one's a little more strong than the other. But what I'm finding in the world today is they're all starting to balance themselves out. So where you may have had more of an all-knowing about something, your clairaudience might open up, the hearing nature, or the clairvoyant, the seeing part might become stronger. And that could be the idea of, you know, clearing your eyes. It's like the new world truly is more vibrant. It has real joy here. How do I know? Because I have been walking this path with my eyes wide open my entire life. And so when the Gateway allowed us all a couple years ago to really start this ascension process like never seen before, it's been the journey. And a lot of us have to be in the forefront and walk this path just to say to everyone else, it's great over here. Come on, keep going, keep going. So that's what we're saying today. We're saying in this Love Summit, keep going, keep going, keep going. It is amazing, but it's not enough for people to put their power outside themselves and hope that the gurus and the, you know, the this, that, and the other are the solution and the magic pill. We know that that time's ending, right? And you mentioned that. So this is the time of self-empowerment. And here it is, more importantly, I haven't even used this word yet, sovereignty. This is our time of sovereignty. This is our time to remember that all is sourced from within us. So I want to bring this up for those that have fears around money right now. This is important. All money comes from you as the source of who you are. Talk about being in your center and calling your power back. All money comes from you as the source of who you are. So it is a lie if you're saying, well, all of a sudden now I don't have any money, so I must be weak and I must have disconnected from my source. Not at all. Instead, it's a global pause reset for you to do something you probably have never done. It's the opposite. Most likely, you've been giving your power away, thinking the money came from your paycheck, from your income, from the people outside of you. And this reset gets in the pause where it may look like the money is slowed down or stopped, to take a deep breath and go, you know what? I'm going to choose a new reality. And my new reality is I'm abundantly supplied for because I am the source of everything. And as I'm the source of everything, I trust that all aspects of me are going to go out in the world and gather all these ways for me to receive abundantly. So in America, there's stimulus checks going out for those that are in there. And there's a new Women's March that's started up, if those haven't seen that, where they're declaring that we get a lot more help than what has been proposed, both in the stimulus and a lot of other gifts. And so we go back even 12 years ago, 2008, or we go back even 8 years ago to 2012, when a lot was shifting. And here we are in 2020, and there's so much more love. There's so much more love saying, no, we're having these things. We're giving back to ourselves. There's, multi-million-dollar companies that are donating $1 million at a time right now. There's so much that I want you guys to see and use this formula. If you guys are on social media and things and you're seeing people giving back, I want you to feel connected that they are you. Look at me giving back. Look at me giving back, because we're all one. But this is going to help with the connection of I am making a difference. Sitting in my home, I am making a difference because I'm energetically everything. And look at all these beautiful ways I'm giving back. And I'm opening up the source to also flow into this microcosm version of me. And I'm anchoring into the earth, and I'm allowing and receiving. I'm so excited to see all the multiple ways I'm going to allow financial prosperity and abundance of support into my life. So you own it and you receive it.
Yeah, I get that. I do. And a lot of times money is ancestral as well. It comes, or it was learned from family. I know for myself, I always heard there was, never enough. But, 3 years ago when I started my journey and, things happened, I had an operation, all this other stuff, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to support myself?
Yeah.
And I just thought I already am. I flipped it.
Yes.
And because I worked with a money coach as well, but that's what she told me. She showed me what to do, and I was abundantly supplied. And every time I have a little, for anybody, anytime you have a little fear about money, flip it. What's the reverse of fear? What's the opposite? It's love. So for me, that's what worked, but everybody has a different experience, right? So.
I'm just doing a lot of energy work, so I feel you, and I'm just sending a lot of to everybody that they don't let their fears have the last say. It's like at the end of the day before you go to bed, did my fears have the last say? No. And baby step. If they had a lot of the say in the day, at least the last step you guys can take is say, nope, get that pen and paper out and do your awakening to voice your soul technique before bed. Just so you go to bed going, my soul has the last say today. And then the next day you started off with that technique, and then go through your day and then check in. Fear will have less and less and less of the last say as you keep doing this. Eventually you go, you don't even need to ask that question anymore, because you already know who gets the last say is my soul. It's good. But for those of you who are really stuck in the fear part, this is a good way to do it, to say, man, I had a tough day. And what happens usually if you end your day like that is you don't sleep, and then you just let your mind run all day long, and you're tired next day. So instead you're like, no, I'm going to stop the buck here. This is enough. I'm not overthinking. I'm going to go into my heart before I go to bed, and my soul gets to have the last say. Okay, cool. And then you shift the vibration. Yeah, so it's a simple formula we're going for here. We're raising our vibration. And like you said, mindset shifting, going in and clearing all these fears, ancestral lineage, karmic clearing, all these things. This is raising the vibration. But Everyone has to do their part. You did not incarnate onto this planet if you are 20 and older to just sit back and have everyone else do the work. You said you would participate. So you've got to participate. For those of you that is an important message to remember.
Absolutely. It's, it's just that's my passion, my purpose. I feel it every day. I'm getting up and I'm like, okay, how may I serve? And that's a great way to start the day. Because you'll get those messages, you'll get those signs, you'll get synchronicities, everything will just start downloading. And it's like, okay, I see this, I'm going there, and just go with it. Like, just be free flow to your soul. I mean, your soul's talking to you all the time, like you say, right?
Yes, yes. And I want to just remind people about something else, and it's stillness and deep inner knowing. So sometimes we can let our mind convince us it's our spiritual wisdom and guidance. So if you're out in the world and you're getting it sort of off the paper and you are questioning it, stop and go into deep silence. Go into deep stillness. Go behind whatever that quote unquote message was and go deeper into stillness and silence. And there, at least you'll hit a reset button and you'll go, okay. And if that thing that was telling itself was wisdom for you, but it really wasn't, it will just go away. But if it really was wisdom, it will get louder in that stillness and silence. So it's a good, easy way to reset. Okay, so yes, it's I don't know if this is guidance. Okay, just sit in stillness and go and set your intention. I'm going into stillness. I'm going to total silence. And then the lies or the energy, it might have just been something bubbling up through and out of you. And as it was, the old version of you would identify with it and stick with it and think that it was real. But this time it's just bubbling up and out. And so you give it a moment. Is it bubbling up and out? Oh, okay, yeah, that was just passing. Okay. Or is this actually truth? It will stay strong and go, this is truth. We wanted you to hear it. And the mind could have been like really busy, and try to pull you and distract you away from it. So either way, it's a win-win-win to go into stillness and silence when you're questioning things. And then you just go deeper behind it and go, oh, okay, this was just bubbling up of an old fear, or this is truth. Okay. So it's a good other tool.
Yeah, no, and I use my body as a barometer as well. Like, where am I feeling this? Where is this coming from? Like you said, stillness, quiet, go within, presence, peace, letting go. I mean, you take the E out of ego and it's let it go. As well. I mean, and we always like to think, oh, you got to make snap decisions. No, you don't. If it's not an absolute yes, then it's a no. And I go with that feeling. And we got to trust our feelings more. That's where we've gotten away from.
And I feel like this on the paper technique is really good to begin trusting your feelings, because you will feel when your soul is talking to you versus your mind. So it's just a really good starting point to go, oh my gosh, I've been getting that message a lot and I really thought it was my soul telling me something, but actually that's my mind, because that felt a little negative, a little conflicting. My soul told me something different and that felt loving. And so we're still using the feelings, but we're also really anchoring in the feelings of love and peace. So if some of you guys may be thinking, I don't feel very much love right now. I don't feel loved. I don't feel supported. I don't feel abundant. Okay, use this tool and get back into connection with your soul, and you will feel these things, even if nothing external right now proves that to you. Sit within, and at least with the pen and paper connected with your soul, you will feel abundant. You will feel loved. You will feel connected. And then you keep doing that, and it'll ripple out into your external reality, validating that. But right now, you don't really need the external reality to validate it. This is the inward journey. This is the journey of connection and back to center and back to love and back to peace. And today is a powerful day. We've got a global mass meditation going on this evening of supposedly hopefully 1 million people. So may we all join our hearts and our intention that we will gather at that time, 10:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for everyone else's time zone, for 20 minutes. And we're just gathering with the collective to say, here we go. We are all in this together as love, and we're choosing love, and we're being love. And allow yourself to be bathed in that love. And some people said to me, oh, I'll be sleeping. It's fine. Set your intention. Intentions are powerful. Set your intention before you go to sleep. I'm going to be part of this consciously. I will, even if I'm sleeping. I'm going to participate. I'm going to offer my light to this global movement. So here we go. We are in a time that many veils are releasing, many old fears are clearing. There's a lot of divine support, opening the eyes to it, inviting it in more. And just doing this technique is inviting our energy in to this world, bringing heaven on earth. This is what the new world is. Mm-hmm. So it's exciting. And we don't need to think too futuristically. No one knows the timelines of what we're up for. We just know that it's going to start with us taking our power back and being our sovereign beings, and remembering that everything is us, and that love has already won. It's already won.
Beautiful. Yes, I just put a reminder for the global meditation.
Yes.
For tonight. Hopefully, well, we'll see you all there in spirit, no matter what, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Whatever your intention is.
Yes. Thank you. I'm happy.
Yeah, truly grateful for everything. You're welcome. No, it's been beautiful. And it was interesting when you brought up sovereign, because that was part of some of the downloads that I sovereignty was big, especially when we're in close quarters with others. And that codependency or that feeding off of energies is no longer.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it shows up different for everyone. Shows up.
It does.
And so yeah, read about it, learn about it, you guys, and mostly we're step by step embodying our sovereignty again, which is beautiful.
Yeah, the 3D demo is over. I heard that the other day too. The 3D demo. That was a good way to put it.
Yeah. You know, our past has crumbled behind us. We are present. We are present right here. We have plenty to be doing right here, and it will dictate what creates into the future. But let's not be so hard on ourselves individually, you guys. Yes, you have your own role, but as a sovereign being, you are united with everything, and there's so much love and support. Please feel it. Feel it coming in right now. I thought I would do like a 2-minute heart activation for us.
Sure.
The ending of our time together. Okay. All right, you guys, just let go and receive. This is a heart activation. All right, let's just take some deep breaths together. Now that activated, I felt a lot of walls around people's hearts. So just know that this heart activation will begin to dissolve these walls away. And you guys will all feel this, because what once triggered you will not trigger you anymore. And you'll just go, whoa, this is a different feeling on the other side of this. So I'm just sending all the light and the love the energy of Archangel Michael, the energy of Saint Germain of the violet flame, spinning now through our fields in alignment with our highest good, just clearing out all that doesn't serve us at this time, while we become the beacons of divine sovereign beings, rebirthing the new world, rebirthing the divine within us onto this sacred earth, Mother Tara. Activating our hearts and taking the initiative that this heart activation is real. It really did open up new energies and chambers and lights within our hearts, sending this love, this cosmic love that comes with all the grace of the world and the peace into our beings, into all of ourselves, into Mother Earth and out into the world, radiating your light and radiating your love to at least one other person. Every single one radiating out to at least one other person. That not only am I saying that you'll radiate this out to the whole globe, but to one other person that you will get confirmation back from this one person in the next 48 hours that your love was felt by them. And the reason this is so important is because I want you all to see visceral proof of the love that you are radiating from your heart, that it is happening, it is opening up, that your love is being felt by the world. Blessed be.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank
Yeah.
you. I could feel the waves, and yeah, I've seen red and pinks as well.
I was inside the pink flume of the high heart. So yes.
Nice. Wonderful.
Yay.
All right, share your experiences, guys. And is there anything else that you'd like to share? I did leave the links on how to get a hold of you, of course. I believe that was through your website was the best way to get a hold of you.
My website is kellycanull.com. So lots of fun ways to continue to support you guys. But start with this tool. You've got this tool. And I'm excited. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys what your experience is and everything. Yes, being emotional, it does open up the floodgates when I do these activations. It really touches parts of us that have been very hidden. Okay, so yeah, let the emotions flow as we ease into sweet Valerie coming up next. With
yes, she's right behind us here. And thank you, Lynn, for sharing. And thank you so much, Kelly, for your beautiful love, light, energy, blessings to you and to everyone out there. Be part of the global meditation tonight, any way you can. And if you really enjoyed this, guys, please share this out. Tag. Let's make this even bigger for next week as well. And of course, I'll bring back all of these beautiful souls for the following months that come up. So,
yay! All right. Much love to you all.
All right. Namaste. See you. Bye-bye. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm just getting prepared here. Let me know how you're feeling. Yes, Makiba, I'm getting to your comment here. I see ya. I got you. You felt a release and a huge smile on your face. Awesome. It was a release. It was a wave. It was beautiful. And I sent out, a bunch of stuff as well. Just, yeah. And I will wait the 48 hours. Because I trust in the divine energy and timing of the universe. So whoever needs it will receive it, right? All right. Everybody, it is coming up to 2 p.m. Holy smokes, everything is just flying by. Flying. There are no timelines. I have the beautiful Valerie with us. Well, she has many titles. She does many things. She is a Los Angeles-based wisdom keeper, oracle, world bridger, and divine feminine source of light, facilitating multi-dimensional healing sessions, consciousness workshops, sacred travel, and ceremonies since 2004. And just a little bit, she had a visit from Gaia, the spirit of Earth, in January 2012. She was catapulted on an epic journey of deep soul remembrance and reconnection with anchoring the Gaia grids, downloading Atlantean codes, Love that. Communing with the Galactic Council and receiving guidance from ancients and ascended masters. All right. And I'm just going to bring her on here. Hold on. My computer is like, I need some TLC after this. And right away, we'll be done. Hello.
Hi, Christine. Hi, everybody.
So nice to see you.
So nice to see you. Thank you for having me on this
Yes.
powerful day.
And you're in Los Angeles, yes?
Yeah, Redondo Beach.
Oh, right. Because Novalee, we had Novalee on at 10, and she's based in LA as well.
Oh, awesome. Hey,
Isn't that
Nova.
cool?
I know. We're all in the city of angels right now.
There you go.
We're
Well,
angels.
thank you so much for bringing your energy and sharing your time with us. Now, did you want to tell like a little bit more about yourself if you'd like and what you're going to do today?
Sure. And thank you for that opening. I was thinking, what did I send you? But that's very accurate because that really is the start of my story. The inception was 2012. And funny enough, I spoke to Gaia this morning, and today was the day that she told me that she would be fully healed. And so it is a powerful day. There are many things happening. And so I just feel like today I'm going to share what wants to come through about what's happening in this planet, what's happening, just in the current energy, what I'm feeling, what I'm working on, or what I have been doing in the last few weeks. And then some type of light language activation, meditation. I'm open to what wants to come through for everybody watching, and of course, answer questions. So, so thank you again. And see, the language is already coming through. So, so I do work multidimensionally, which just means that I'm operating in different realms on different frequencies. And so I receive a lot of information. And then I also give off information through, language or codes or words or pictures. So it's very much this beautiful relationship with our planet and with the galaxy. And I know many of you out there have, different gifts and intuition and skills. And so, I'd love to talk about that and just how things began, if that's what people want to hear. I'm open.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm curious. I mean, 2012 obviously was a big point, right?
Yeah.
So
that was the inception.
Yes, yeah, definitely. So I guess, there's a lot of, we've been talking all about the 444 energy or the 444.
I figured.
Yeah.
Kelly, my beloved sister, was on.
Yes.
Right before.
It's amazing how we're all connected, even though we never thought we were, right?
Yes, that's important, especially now.
Especially now. So you talk about Mother Earth being healed so much more so today. Why is that?
I think, as we're seeing, she has been receiving a much needed break from the mechanism that is Earth, that is the doingness, right? Everyone has been so busy doing to survive. And I think these are aspects of this planet's remembrance for a long time. And so what that means to me is she has had the rest, she has had the reverence, more importantly, from many who perhaps have not given her the type of honor that she has needed and have abused her. I mean, we are her. We are made of her. We are part earth, part star. And so I think reminding everybody how precious life is. And so it has been such a humbling experience for many. Those of us that have been in support of her for many years, we have been trying to communicate this in many ways. Through Facebook, through other means. But ultimately, it takes something like this, a global event, for people to say, wow, I really appreciate, what's happening right now. And so our attention is going to her. So I tune in energetically to feel what perhaps is happening. And so that was what she told me by 4/4, that she would be good, that she would be, healed in the way that she needed. And now it's time for new input. I just wrote that on my Facebook this morning. Everything has been done on an energetic level. Now it's time to implement in this time and space, in this reality. And that's what's next. How are we going to move forward with all of the knowledge that we have to make sure that we're all included, that everybody is part of the conversation? It's not just a few people in centralized positions. So for me, this is a very powerful sign of what I would call decentralization, where we're flattening the hierarchy. Nobody is above each other. Nobody is below another. We are all equal. We are all humans. We are all part of the same species. So now what are we going to do moving forward with this in mind? How does that inform our day-to-day? How does it inform our policies? How does that inform, how we treat each other? Because for me, that is what this is all about.
Definitely. Yeah. We cannot sustain the amount of, well, what seemed like a mistreatments, I guess, and just ravaging and pillaging and just taking and taking and taking. I guess.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So you're going to talk, or you're going to do some light language activations. I guess just to let everybody know, like, how long does that take? What should people expect?
So the light language, it could also be called root language. Light language is a very general term, but it's, it gives people an idea that I'll be speaking something other than, an actual language. Although I have been told, and for me, I say I'm translating frequency, I'm speaking tone. And so it might sound Native American, it might sound Chinese, it has a different intonation. Sometimes I speak with my hands, so I'm doing things with my hands, and people might feel something in their heart, in their body. So it's less about understanding what I'm saying and more about tuning into the feeling of what's coming through. With that said, I do work very much with the feminine frequency and the divine mothers, especially Kuan Yin, Mother Mary. They have been very instrumental in carrying the frequency and holding that space, and they came through in 2012. So that was an important piece of remembering who I am and remembering, why I'm here. And so I do feel language already. It kind of comes through when it wants to, and then I sometimes will translate. Sometimes not. It just depends. Yeah, but just to really listen or feel what's coming through. Yeah. Is that enough?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Okay. So let me see, because there was a message that wanted to come in, and let me see what that is, or I'll just go right into it.
Sure. Yeah, go for it. It's free flow. It's free flow.
Oh, good. I love free flow. Tiamo toshtambo tane tartu yaru tahutai isamarutai ina mahutu tai mahutu shaluhata marutai samatiama ta norutami nortai saruta illa me portalo sarutuita chambushta varutai illa mahututai sapotuhanta ya morotame no sai kuta chambutushta bushta isa ya norutue taketai sama porotamani.
Yeah, that like you said, it's a mix. I hear bits of I do. Native American and like a Middle Eastern as
Yes.
well. Like it's got tones. I think of honey as well.
Yes. Well, we're sisters.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
sisters. She's the one that connected us. We're very
Oh,
connected.
yes,
Yes,
we
we're very
are.
close. Yeah.
And I actually felt a wave of energy. I actually felt like
Yay.
someone touched me right more
Ooh,
in the throat chakra area. But that
that
was
was
just
me.
me.
Well, see, the language it opens into the subconscious. I'm speaking
Mm-hmm.
to your soul. It's
Yeah.
soul language, really.
Mm.
And I'm a conduit. So, when we get out of the way of ourselves, right? We allow what wants to come through. And I've had to put myself in the corner before because Valerie was getting in the way of what wanted to come through. And so just to remind everyone what's coming through you is who you are on a soul level. And we all have this ability. We all have the remembrance. It's just allowing yourself to be in that space of trust and that's the process for me. It wasn't overnight that this came through. It was over time
Mm.
of just saying, yes, what's next and what's my role and following, my intuition.
Oh, and that's beautiful. I mean, it resonates as well. And Brandy's saying that she does this too.
Oh, yay.
Light language is a new term for her.
Yes.
Yeah.
The-
So go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say for people that came out of more of the religious,
Mm.
organized religion, they would call it, speaking in tongues, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think every culture has a different, name for it. And ultimately it is the same. We are tuning in to yourself, ourselves really is how I see it in another realm, speaking through this body that's in this earth realm right now. But we have much more of an awareness outside of the physical body, which of course many who are listening understand that as we have embarked on this earth ship, on this great
Oh,
planet.
oh, we
Oh,
lost her.
oh,
Yeah, you were just saying embraced on this Earth ship. We were on this Earth ship. I don't
oh,
know.
oh, okay. We got a little blip.
Hey, you should have seen us this morning. I had
Really?
Novalee on, and all of a sudden my computer said, "Nope, I'm not doing this," and totally booted me out. She had to take over for about 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It happens. So,
I'm very much used to it. So yes, this is we will let's say Earthship again. See if it doesn't. Um,
yes.
oh, you froze. Interesting. So yeah, there's
Yeah.
something about that.
Mm.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
No, it's all good. Keep going.
Yeah, I love it. So, I was saying that the ascension is not just about the planetary ascension, it's also about the species. And we are one of thousands, hundreds of thousands of species on Gaia, on this planet. So, and the solar system is also going through an update. So, this is really a very grand organization. Earth is very important. We are very important. And that's why there's been so much effort and so many, non our beloveds in the non-physical space have been here, helping us. The masters is everyone. So we are that important. You are that important. And whatever your gift is, this is the time. This is the time to bring it out regardless of what you feel or what you're receiving. This is the message. This is the wake up call. This is the the planetary wake up for the rest of the society, what we might call the collective, who might not have had this wake up call, or they've had a slight wake up call, but they haven't had this level. So this is the time. And I wrote, this is our time to dream the dream. What do you want to see in this planet? What are you here to do? Bring through. So I really want to say that because it is us. It is us saying we want this, and this is what we agree collectively to ground on Gaia. And many of us have been doing that for a long time. And it is holding that vision that has brought about the pieces that we're seeing today, the love that our neighbors have for each other, the community, that's coming together, that's exchanging goods and services because we're at that point. And so for me, this is that grand reawakening that we have all asked for on some level. So
Yeah, I totally agree. We're here to, collectively working together, working in new ways that we have never done before, but is absolutely necessary
yes,
to drive innovation for,
yes,
a new earth, basically.
yeah.
Um,
This is it.
yeah, so I declare and decree, people, what is your purpose? I'm putting it out there. I'm going to throw it
Yeah.
out to everybody and say, what is your purpose? You already know what it is. So let's share it right now.
Let's share it. Let's do it. Woohoo!
Yeah.
The viral purpose.
Yeah. I know that I'm here to share unconditional love. I know that's what my purpose is. So,
Yes.
and you, Valerie, have you ever declared and decreed on live before?
I have, and
Okay.
I have like different levels, but I would say my overarching purpose is as a peacemaker. I'm here to usher in a new era of peace. That's what I'm
Beautiful.
doing on the highest level of my being, and why I came to this planet and why many of us came. The call went out, the help, right? So that's why, I went in and looked at, okay, well, what am I doing? What am I sharing? What are my gifts? And I started to unravel all of those over the years. I will say that I was already connected to the Akashic Records. So I am a practitioner of several things. So my journey started in 2004 in Reiki. I'm a Reiki master teacher. It was my own, awakening of spiritual awakening, and it just kept going. And I do have a very direct connection to the Akashic, so I had insight into what my soul has perhaps done before. I am an old soul. I have a very ancient
Yes.
history and
Right
the
here.
awareness, right? You too, of course. Many of us are carrying those seeds from the galactic, from our planet, from our star system. And that is, we're all so connected. We're not just human in a body, we're also star. And so we have star origins. I'm very connected to that realm as well. And also the inner earth realm, a realm that many don't believe in. But I have been in communication for many years, and many of us have, on what's happening on the inner earth realm. So there's multiple realms right now that have been preparing for this moment, preparing to live amongst, the human species on the surface. And it's just an understanding or an opening to that, an openness. It is nothing to fear. It's just knowing that we're not by ourselves here, stranded on this planet, right?
No.
Woohoo! Here's to peace.
Yay, here's to peace. Yay, Bonnie. So nice to see you, Bonnie. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Bonnie.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you. Of course. Because ultimately, when I look around, I've heard, and I've been on Facebook for years. And so every time there's some type of opening or awakening or message, the ultimate question of, well, why hasn't it happened yet? You said that last month. And
Oh.
have you seen that? You seen
Yes.
that? Yeah.
It's happened to me as well. But anyways.
Yeah. And so and my response is, do we have peace on the planet yet? Because for me, that's the benchmark. Unless we have peace, then no, we're not done. And no, that date did pass, because we have to agree collectively, what are we going to hold? It's not just a few of us. We have to agree as a collective unit, what are we willing to entertain and what is no longer going to be tolerated, right, in our experience here. So we have had to come together and have some type of consensus which for me, Facebook is the largest consensus system on the planet. You really see where everybody's at. And it's been such a blessing to meet everyone. I mean, how else would we have met everybody that feels the same?
Absolutely.
Right?
Mm.
And I feel like we're moving into something else. A lot of people wanting a different experience, but ultimately we all met each other there. We all synchronized our hearts. We synchronized the field, and that's where we're heading. So as we move into this next wave, are you living from your heart? Because everything will have to be really heart-based. I'm sure this has been talked about already, but this is where we have to come from, and not just, well, what works for me and what works for my, this person. It has to work for all of us and come from the heart, heart-based. This is feminine architecture.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving out of the masculine control drama, masculine energy, not just men, but the energetic,
Yes.
which some call the patriarchy. It's really an energetic principle of control. And so it has been what's in I didn't expect to talk about this, but I feel it's important just to give a reference point of that's been what we've been operating under. Many people don't understand that they've been operating under a level of control, but we're starting to see, which is what disclosure is about. It's not just about the ships landing on the beach. That's what people think, but disclosure is really uncovering everything that is not in alignment, that is not in the highest vibration of love. And that's really, for me, what disclosure means. It is revealing aspects. Now I'm getting light language.
It's all good.
I know, it's revealing. I'm just giving people heads up. I'm revealing. It's allowing us to see what is still in distortion. And this is across the board. Everything that's part of our experience as humans is being looked at and is being kind of turned over, right? You turn the rock over. Oh, it might look a little different underneath. And it's okay. That's what we call shadow in some aspects. And I think individually we've been looking at our shadow, and collectively we're having to really look at it now, right? Collectively,
Oh, yeah.
what is the shadow? And it's not to go into fear or shame or any other of those emotions. We're all here to lift each other up. That's what this is about. That's what ascension means. It's not just for the chosen few. That's an old way of looking at it, but we're all here and we've been sharing our hearts for many years, right?
Absolutely. We're all here to go home.
We're all here to go home, and ultimately it's being in the center, holding your vibration, holding your frequency. I've said it before. Hold the field, everybody. We already knew this was coming. We've prepared for this, many of us. So this is what we've prepared for. Hold the field, be of service wherever you can. And, there's a lot out there. There's a lot of things being talked about. And so what I've told people, what is it? Does it resonate with your heart? If it doesn't resonate, then it's not for you, or it might not be where you're at, or you might be working on something else. But we're really being asked to check in with ourselves. Is this truth? Does this feel right? The body knows. The body will give you the signal. The heart will flutter, or you'll get the chills, or whatever sensation, right? We know the body is very intelligent, and it's also been about reinstituting the wisdom, of this physical vessel that we are part of.
Yes. Yeah, Lynn loves her animals.
Yes,
She's a
oh
big,
my God, I love animals. I speak
animal
to animals.
healing and communication through unconditional love and compassionate care. Yeah,
Yes.
see, there you go, Lynn. You're declaring and decree what's already
Thank you, Lynn.
within, what's already been there. Yay!
Thank you for saying that, because the animals are so important, and I've felt before that the new leadership will be children and animals. So, and with of course adults holding the space, but we're shifting gears. The children are the wisdom holders. What do they want? So a lot of people, including myself, we're looking at what do the children need right now. And now they're all home. My son, no more school, right? So business is completely changed. Business as usual is no longer. I want to hear from the children, and I do speak to animals. I'm very connected to certain animals, and they speak to me. So I'm clued in to what's happening, and they are really wanting to step back in with us as they used to in the old days. You always saw animals, right? Ancient Egypt, they always had
Yes.
right? Where are the lions? Where are the big cats? Where are our animal companions who have a lot of wisdom and knowledge? Just because we can't communicate with them doesn't mean that they don't hold that, especially with the compassion and the unconditional love. So yes, animals and children, very important in this next wave of leadership here on Earth. So thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, no, that was great. Lynn is just saying, whoa, that was deep. I'm just trying to get to her comment. There we go. Whoa, that was deep.
Yes, Lynn. I took it a step further, but we all know in our heart what is true. And for me, that is very much the messages that I've received. So can we step out of the way? Can the powers that be who have had their chance, it's time for them to step out of the way. It's time for the women and the children and the animals and the awakened men to lead. It's our time to create planetary peace, and that starts with a community. That starts with what does everybody need, and how are we going to make this work? So those are the questions that I ask, and that's the information that comes through. And so, I think that's what's next is go into your heart. Let's do that now because I'm feeling a little light
All right.
language. Yeah, let's kind of tune
Sure.
in. I've been speaking a lot. Oh, my rattle wants to come in. I am in Redondo Beach, California, and for me, this is the strip of land in between the East Coast and Hawaii. And I am very connected to that land and that water. I am Lemurian. So part of my being is ancient Lemurian. And so that's one of my grids, I would say, that I've been working and weaving and updating for several years. And so I am connected to the Native American Indigenous. My heart is very much there as an ancient wisdom keeper and holder, which is some of the language. And so I'm really honored to be able to have remembered that. So I encourage you to really tune in again, what wants to come through for you. But my rattle wants to be played. It's a turtle rattle.
Oh,
And this is
nice.
Turtle Island. The United States is referred to as Turtle Island. So a little bit of rattle wants to come in. Just drop into your heart a little bit. Take a few deep breaths. I'm going to tap on my thymus gland if you're feeling guided. It's in the center of the chest, and it's the gateway to the subconscious. Being guided to do that right now before I speak a little bit. Chambo tondai amba. Jambore bahayama. Chai no handoi tai ama. Chai no elande anai. Kai anayo chai. Banai ai ai ai. China mai yo yai mai. China mai ai tande ai. Hudo alla hende. China ai.
Wow, I was flying. I was an eagle. That's what I felt.
Oh, I love that. I was somewhere else. I'm still there.
Okay.
Woo! Wow, that was beautiful. Tame mahtui. This is what I'm feeling this was about is remembering where you're from. So this has a feeling of tribe, right? Because tribe means different things. We think, oh, it's just Native American, but ultimately our bodies hold the wisdom of the earth. And so the First Nations, the beloved souls that were born into the native, bodies, they are holding that wisdom. But many of us also hold that within our cellular structure. Again, we're all part of the same species. We're all human. And I think for, beyond anything, what this is about is reuniting us because no one really cares what you look like, where you're from, right? What's happening now is what I call flattening the hierarchy. As I said earlier, there is no difference. We're all human. We're all part of the same experience on this planet. So I feel that that's an important aspect. That's what that message was about. Really connect to the land that you're on right now after this, to go outside and stand on the earth and really feel her and really feel, everyone. Because even if they're not in the physical form, it doesn't mean they're not there. This is another aspect. Just because someone has passed, I feel the ancients. I see them. They're here. They're in my place. They're at my house. I speak to them. They hang out. They're still here.
They never left.
They never left. Exactly. Like we're the primordials, right? And the primordials are here. They tell me I can feel them on the land. We had the fires here in California. I knew what that was about. They want their land back. They want their land back. And this is a message and something that I've felt and energetically coded into the field. It's time to return the land to the original people. And that is very important to the overall healing of this planet. Peace has to start on the land with whose land that is. So for me, that's the base, that's the origin. That's where I go. So
wow. No, that was wonderful. Like I said, I felt like I was soaring, and then I seen some dancing.
Yay!
So when I see soaring, it's the big perspective, the big picture, like seeing everything at the same time, not just what's going on in my little tiny world, but the whole world.
The whole world. Yeah.
Yeah. Lynn is just saying that she, again, felt very emotional.
I'm so glad. Yay.
That's good.
Beautiful.
That's good. That's amazing, Lynn.
And that's our
just
power. Shedding. And that's our power. Our power is emotion. Our power is that. That's what the animals feel, Lynn, right? With animals, that's what the masculine feels. They are wanting that feeling, that love that the feminine provides. So yes, I'm so glad.
Yeah, and men are wanting to feel like they want to be able to be vulnerable
Mm-hmm.
and feel safe and heard.
Yes.
And yeah, community. I'm seeing a lot more men's groups coming out, which is amazing.
Yes. They've been
So they
doing the
have a
work.
space.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing the work. That's important.
They're doing the work and they're showing up. Yes, for sure. They're in my field. They're showing up. They're wanting to honor the feminine. They understand what's happening. And so this is a very critical point for all of us to create that space, just like you're doing here, Christine, and so many others. I'm part of another group with later today, the grandmothers called Grandma Live. I'll be doing something there. I'm not
Okay.
sure what yet. With some beautiful grandmothers speaking into the field, holding space. That's going to be today in a little bit, right after this, actually. And yeah, and that was, it's time they want to speak. They have been speaking, but now it's time for action. And this is where we need everyone who is feeling that call to especially the male, the masculine, right? This is the chance. This is the time to show us with action, compassionate action, that you're ready. You're ready for peace to happen. And I feel that this is that opening for us to do that. We have created the space. And so we speak our blessings into the field, but also we need to be specific. What is it that we want to see? That's what the feminine, that's what we need to do now. This is what we need to do what we can do to bring peace to the planet. So I feel that that's really important as well when you're identifying what your role is, and then to get very specific with the words and with the communication. This is what we need from you, males, masculine. I'm using different terms because it's not about the
Yeah.
male body necessarily, it's the masculine frequency.
Yes.
It's coming out like that.
I get it. I get it. And we got to stop feeling so triggered. Well, what does she mean by masculine or
I know.
male or yang or yin? It's like, who cares?
I'm being PC right
Just
now.
tap
but you're
into
right.
that energy.
Exactly. Okay.
It's fine. And yeah, it's all, like I said, free flow. You wanna drop an F-bomb? I don't care.
I don't swear that much.
Lynn is I do occasionally. Lynn is, you girls are draining me emotionally. And I'm like, hey, and then she says, I'll be exhausted after all of this. She's quite the jokester. She has quite the sense of humor. Very thankful for all of the assistance you're all providing and allowing me to drop the walls. That's right. No more compartments.
No more compartments.
No more boxes.
No more boxes. Again, no more separation. Hierarchy is flattened. When I speak of hierarchy, it's, again, levels, right? We're all the same. This is a rebalance of power, really, is what I see. Right? How do you move a new system into this planet? You have to unhook the old system bit by bit. Otherwise, you can't load a new system.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's like something's been impaled in the heart, right? And if you pull it out, like the doctors say, don't pull it out right away, because guess what happens? Floodgates. So it's got to be slow.
Is it Danielle?
Yes.
That's what she's saying.
Because she had mentioned the heart. So opening the heart to understand my purpose has been difficult. Yeah.
I understand. And the only reason the difficulty comes from whatever you perhaps haven't dealt with. And this is where the healing of the heart, the sadness, the frustration, whatever is behind. But this is the time to open the floodgates. This is the time to ask for support. This is the time to really clear that field so you're able to fully understand and bring in. What I've realized in my years of working with people is, you can't put a wall up here and then expect to receive everything that you're wanting. It doesn't work like that. this is the vulnerability. It's actually a power. It's a
Mm.
superpower. It's not a weakness. We have been
Yes.
taught that it's a weakness. Don't show yourself. Don't show your heart. But no, that's a masculine, that's a construct that's no longer valid. It doesn't work. It's not something that has, we're not in peace. That's all I say. If I look around and people are still doing things the same way, but they don't have peace in their hearts, that's, my job's not done. I can't leave yet. I
No,
can't go home.
no, that's, you can't go home yet. No. It's a gap in the energy. It's a gap in the field. It's a gap. And Danielle, yes, thank you for sharing. You're being vulnerable and you're looking for connection, and that's exactly what you just did. So you actually opened
breathe,
your heart a
breathe.
little bit.
Yeah, breathe,
Yeah.
Danielle. Just
Oh,
keep
yes.
breathing. That's all. The end of the day, we all have our breath. It's powerful. Keep breathing. Keep asking for that awareness. Keep asking for your purpose to be revealed. And then pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to who shows up in your life, who
Mm.
leaves your life. These are all aspects, and many things have been taught. They're not your own. Maybe you've never originated what you're here to do because you were told what you were supposed to do. And that's really the shift. We're
Mm.
shifting out of what other people think we're supposed to do
Mm.
to, gee, what am I here to do? What brings me joy? What brings me energy? You know, that those are the questions. What are you passionate about? Or what are you angry about in the world? Look into that. What makes your blood boil? Because then you find purpose there.
Mm.
And that we're all being asked to do that. Where can you be of assistance? And so that is very important right now. So stay vulnerable. The men are doing it.
Yeah.
They're showing up.
Yeah, we got this. And it's like, you're taking out the old program. It
Yes.
takes time to install the new. And it needs time to marinate and to integrate.
Yeah. Uninstalling.
Be very kind and gentle with yourself too, and compassionate.
Yeah. Self-love, self-compassion. Just be easy and know that it's a process. It can happen overnight. It really can be instant. But just give yourself that space. And
Forgive. I'm
forgive
hearing
yourself.
forgiveness, love and
Yep.
forgiveness. That's all we're here for.
That's it, right? Brandy,
And she's saying,
agree.
don't see peace. It's not working. Hasn't
Mm-hmm.
been for thousands, and how long? For years for now.
Huh. Well, yeah. That's what you just said, right?
Yeah, peace starts within, and
Yes.
it's contagious. Did I say
Well,
that? No, I'm kidding.
I think so.
Yeah.
No one, I don't think anyone's here. Well, in physical.
Mm.
Well, Brandy, we just said that, right? We're uninstalling. I used to be in the software business, so I'm used to the.
It's funny that I bring that analogy out, but go ahead.
Well, no, that's a great analogy because that really is what's happening. We have to. How do you uninstall a system and then also reconnect it to a new system? It's called a bridge. Many of us have been acting as bridges. And that was one of the early message I received in 2012 is that I'm a bridge between 3D and 5D. I'm here to bridge the system. And I know that many of us feel the same way. So we have been in this process for many years. And if you've been involved in the early days, you know what I'm speaking of. And yes, peace has to be within. So you have to ask yourself, it's not working, but what's not working? The old system has been in place for a long time. So we are used to running in an old system. So I'll say to Brandy, challenge yourself. How do you want to see things run? What are you doing in your life now that are from an old system? And how can you manage to move those into something else? So it's all of us. It's not just, you and I, Christine, and the rest of the panel. It's you at home. You're all part of this. It's not us and you. It's all of us together. That's how it changes.
Absolutely. And if I didn't mention this whole time, if you're on the replay, Please interact, please comment. If you have questions, we will
Yes.
answer them. So, because
Yes.
this gets redistributed and then it'll go out on
Yeah.
podcast as well. So people listening as well, please participate. Lynn, you're teaching me so much these past few weeks, allowing me to be more open with my thoughts and feeling
Yes.
safe enough to voice. Yay! I love that.
Yay! Hallelujah.
Yes. Amen to that. And just say, bring me more, show me more, bring me more. I
That's
welcome
all I
it
did.
all.
I did
Yeah.
2011. I just said, what's next? Show me what's next. I'm ready for what's next. And then I'm like, oh crap, too much. 2012 came and I'm like,
Yeah.
ah.
The universe likes to do that. It's like, oh, okay, you guess what?
Yeah.
Are you
Okay,
ready?
Valerie, you sure? You sure you want 500 men to show up? And the feminine energy, that's really what happened. It was like an atom bomb went off. That's what happened. Almost 8 years ago, a little over 8 years ago. Gaia said hello, and I'm like, oh, Gaia, hey, what's up? And then it was like,
Funny.
I know it was. I mean, there's
Not
a
at the
visual.
time, but yes, we can laugh at it now.
I knew what was coming. I knew that the feminine was getting dropped in, it literally like came into this plane of boom. Okay, it's time. Everybody, way showers, first wavers, whatever you want to call us, time to suit up, right?
Yeah.
Time to suit up. So this is a wave. We've all been awakening in waves, understanding. So if you're awakening now, you're part of probably the biggest wave we've had. It's everyone. It's the collective wave. And this is the biggest one. So we're all here for support. We've all trained for this. We've all known this time was going to come. So we're all here for you. I mean, that's what's going on today. So Christine, with this amazing show, and there's so much out there today. So just tune in and receive or offer up if you're in that position. But that's what today is about. So
Yes.
This is kind of a new timeline for us. We talk about timelines. This is the new timeline. It is one of unconditional love and unconditional acceptance of each other. And that includes ourselves. So moving forward in a very judgment-free zone of everything that we're experiencing and everything we are is what this is about. So.
Yeah, and Brandy was agreeing with us. She was just saying it was the same repeating pattern.
Oh,
and
okay,
the kingdom
Brandy.
is within.
You.
Gotcha.
Thank you for clarifying. Yes, thank you. You're agreeing that this has been running. But remember, this system, it's up to us and the people like you, people out there who aren't afraid. And that's why moving from fear into love, into trust is so important. And I'm not shaming anyone who having fear. Fear is a natural element of our animal nature. It keeps us safe, right? But we're not just animal. We are much more than that. And so in order to be in that space of trust, it is knowing that whatever happens is okay. Whatever happens. And I think that's getting to a place of acceptance. Not saying that you have to agree with what's going on, because we're in disagreement, right? We have been in disagreement with how things have been running. But we are the ones, we are the change that we want to see. It's not anybody else. It's us.
Yes.
It's all of us. So I'm streaming.
No, it's all good. And it's like the eagle analogy, spread your wings, my dear. They've always been there.
Yeah, you've got it.
Just
spread
go.
your wings.
Just go. And if you don't think you have any gifts, yes, you do. Your gift could be, I don't know, going grocery shopping for someone, or phoning somebody, or just reaching out.
Space. Or just hold space.
Hold space. Say a prayer.
Yeah. Space is powerful.
So don't limit yourself by thinking that, because you're putting yourself back in a box again. And the only thing that fits in a box is a cat.
Yay, kitties!
Yeah, kitties.
My rattle on the cat. I love cats.
So do I. They're the original Reiki masters, are they not?
Totally. Oh my goodness. I've worked on a lot of animals. So yes, your animals know let them heal you. And that's also what's happening. The animals are holding space for us. They're already in unconditional love and acceptance. Hint, hint, owners.
Yes. Is that why they're getting sick and need medication? Because I'm
Yes.
seeing that quite a bit.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Whenever I
Okay.
worked on someone, whenever I worked on an animal, the owner, I could see that there was an issue with the owner. So the cats will literally, the animals will soak up the emotional, the I don't know what to call
The
it, but
gunk.
the gunk.
Yeah.
Yes, the gunk, the
Mm-hmm.
shadow. Because unless a shadow is looked at and loved, right? My former beloved would say, hold that shadow like a baby, rock it, say, I love you, it's okay. This is some of the inner child, because most of what, has happened is child work.
Yeah.
And so we've all had to heal our inner child, and now we're healing our collective inner child, right? And we're seeing what has not worked, and where we have ignored these pieces of our being. So love every aspect. They're Klingons. Totally. That's
Yeah, they
funny.
are. They are.
Totally.
So I look forward. You said you're going to be on another show after this. That sounds very interesting. I'm all about the grandmother, grandfather,
Yes.
that type of energy. But yeah.
Yes, Grandma Live. You can come join. I'll post on my wall.
Okay.
After this. It'll be streaming through Facebook, doing watch parties. And so there's a variety of beautiful grandmothers that are going to be speaking, doing prayers, directions. We're going to have a few musical guests. Simrit, who's amazing, Katie Taylor, who's a dear friend. And I'll be on doing something. I don't know my schedule yet. I've got my crystal bowls.
Oh, nice. Oh, I love that.
And my rattle.
Nice. All right.
I'm in the flow. I just kind of see what wants to come in. So that's happening. And also we'll be connecting with Unify. They're having a huge gathering at 444. I believe we're going to do 4 minutes of silence to do the directions. And so this is very much an honoring of, as I mentioned, the grandmothers and the natives, the First Nations, the land, especially here in the U.S., how important it is to redo those agreements, to renegotiate, make sure that the freedom, because isn't that what we're asking for? Freedom, sovereignty?
Yes.
Right? Self-governance, local community. So we're graduating from our childhood as humans into adulthood and responsibility. Right?
Definitely. I don't want a responsibility. No.
Well, we'll say collectively what is honoring each other, really, as sister and brother. That's what I say. How do we honor each other?
Exactly.
In everything we do. And I feel it now. I feel like we are. So thank you.
Thank you. And Bonnie's cat likes to sit on her chest and bury her head and then enter.
Oh,
that's so cute. I love that. I love that. And I have your website link, so everything's posted in the comments. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before we close off?
God, I think I've said so much.
Well, unless you want to throw one more thing in there, otherwise we will say goodbye and thank you very much for your time. But
let me see. I have my bowls. I feel like I'm going to play my smaller bowl. This is a root chakra bowl.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm going to play. It's easy. I can hold this one.
Sure.
It's from Sedona. My mom got it for me. Thank you, Mom.
Oh, Sedona. Nice.
Yep. She went to Sedona and tuned into the bowls, and this is what she came home with for my birthday.
Nice.
So I'm going to play a little bowl.
All right.
So you can hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Very nice. Thank you
So it is.
so much,
Thank
Valerie,
you.
for your
Thank you.
beautiful energy. And if
Oh,
you'd like to get a hold of
thank you,
Valerie, the links are
Christine.
all
Thank
in the
you, everybody.
comments and the top of the feed. And we're sending you much love, light, and blessings.
Oh,
Mwah.
mwah. Love to you. Thank you,
All
Christine,
right.
again. Thank you, everybody.
Yes. Thank you. Take care.
Aloha.
See you. All right, guys. Wow, that was pretty spectacular. Gosh, just let me know. Like I said, send anybody my way that you feel would, be great in regards to the 5D Love Summit. Number 4 is next week. I already have a few guests scheduled. I just wanted to share a podcast for Wednesday. Coming up this Wednesday, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I will have Wendy Gilhua. She is an educator, writer, and author of the Pika Bunny book series. Now, this lady's pretty spectacular. She is all about, the kids, the children, unconditional love, and how to, recognize, the power that you have within your inner child and self, and about bullying as well. So I can't wait to bring her in. She's been featured on Ryan Seacrest's show as well, NBC, like throughout the United States. So she has quite the following, and she's a lot of fun. So tune into that. It'll be streamed through Facebook and YouTube and on Anchor FM for podcasts if you're listening on podcast as well. All right. And yes, I am still looking for my first 100 subscribers on YouTube. The 100th subscriber wins a 30-minute intuitive soul session and healing with myself. So yeah, head on over to my YouTube page, 24 Karat Healing, for that. And as well, I wanted to mention tomorrow I'm going to be live on my Facebook page at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're going to be doing the live weekly intuitive energy messages for the week, for next week. And there'll be some cards, healings, giveaways, and more. So if you're interested in that, head on over. And again, I want to thank all my guests today, Novalee, for her beautiful number and, hosting the show for a bit while I crashed out. Kelly for her beautiful Hawaiian soul life coach energy, and Valerie, who was our Galactic Shaman. And she had some beautiful light language activations. All right, guys, I'm just going to head to the comments before I tune out. And you're so welcome, Brandy. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lynn. Lynn, thank you so much for your assistance today. And yeah, here's her jokes. Her jokes are coming in. Everyone's waiting until you get to 99 to join. Probably, but you know what? That means that you're watching my videos, or you're coming in. So it's all good. All right. Yes, Bonnie, wonderful spending time with you as well. Thank you so much. I want to wish you guys love, light, and blessings. And please reach out to me, to anyone, if you're struggling, if you need help, if you just want someone to hold space for you and hear you. That's what we're here for. We're here for connection. And that's why this summit is here. All right, guys, raise love to 5D. Get in on that meditation tonight, that global meditation I'll be participating. And please remember, healing begins where the ego ends. Take care.